White Rabbit. Oh. Sold. I'm sold. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven, bringing you potentially one of the longest videos on this channel this year. We will be taking a look at all of the new scale anime figures that were announced in Wonder Festival Winter 2025, which took place on the 9th of February. And we have way more scale figures than last year. Yeah, in the previous two One Fest. So I have made the conscious decision to drop all action figures and Nendos. That includes Figmas, Kyoto Revoltech, Hasuki, Snail Shell Studio, and any action figure from Aniplex, Basmod for example, Alphamax, Animester, and so on. But I have posted the pictures over in my Discord server. The same thing with the 18 plus adult content figures. So feel free to join my server and check out the pictures. Link in the descriptions below. And right here on screen, this is a list of figure companies that I will be skipping mostly because of the 18 plus content. Apocrypha Toy, Carnival, Daiki Kougyou, 18, Fuat, Igo Figure, Imbina, Insight, Limland, Lovely, Mark and Punch, Neo Tribe, Nocturne, Party Look, Pink Love, Pink Mango, Pleiades, Pure, Q6, Rocket Boy, Spinel, Tuberosa Plus or Orchid Seed, and lastly Vibrasta. Their figures are all 18 plus, so I'm not covering these brands, but once again I posted pictures in my Discord server. The problem with these figures is not just about the Hadaka parts, because even if you cover them up, the problem is the pose, right? The edgy pose, and YouTube does not like them as well, and in the end all I can show you guys is the face. What's the point? Yeah. Okay, so now we move on. We have a long list of scale figure brands over here to go through, and we'll go through them in alphabetical order as usual. My sources for all these pictures, yes, I stole them from the internet like everyone does. So I'm going to credit them first in advance. The first one here is googleberries.com or Moepop, a French figure website, but you can always use Google Translate. The second one is Hobby Dengeki, a Japanese website owned by Kadokawa. And the third one being, I would rather call this website ethicalfigurecollecting.net. Yeah, so the problem with each of these three websites is that they have missing figures, missing listings, or missing details that I had to cross-check and then rename all of the figures. So it took me days of work before I could even film this video. Yeah, so hopefully this is good enough. And we shall go in alphabetical order, starting off with Alice Glint. The first one here from Amairo Iselnots. How to pronounce that? Iselnots. Masaki Gellert. And then, just a cute Neko girl. I have no idea what this title is. Must be a game, right? Always games nowadays. And then the next one here from the same title, Shirley Warwick. You know what? My first impressions over here, looking at the character design, it feels like a VN or Arrow game from the 2000s, like 20 years ago. Like the character design feels that way to me, you know? Yeah, so I don't have much comments. Too early to judge the figure, and I know nothing about the title. Yeah. Next one here, Azur Lane, Cursaint. Okay, so this figure looks pretty complete. I am expecting this one to go on pre-order within the next couple of weeks maybe. This looks nice and pretty simple. I'm not expecting this figure to be too expensive. I'm predicting maybe 25,000 yen max. Yeah. Even with that base over there, I don't expect this to be more than 25k. And man, I love that base so much. Like, I want 10 or 15 of them, and then I can join them together. I have a very nice base, a very nice diorama for my other figures, you know. I want 10 of those figures just for the base. Maybe buy the bootleg later. Anyways, this is quite photogenic, but yeah, I wish that the guard wheel is a lot longer, you know. Just my personal preference. I don't think anyone else wants a figure with a giant base that wastes space for no reason. Yeah. Alright, looking good. Next one here, Azur Lane, Massachusetts. Sometimes the body proportion of these anime or game characters are a bit weird, you know, like, yeah, those melons on her chest, but the legs are kind of skinny, not the kind of body proportion you would see in real life. Okay, third one here, next one, Kefe Stella Akizuki Kana. I remember this figure. This was announced in the previous One Fest, unpainted. Now she has been painted. So I love my girls with huge weapons. This one is one of those figures. But character design wise, well, nice enough, I suppose. And who brings a scarf into a cafe, man? Right. I'm going to go through the figures as quickly as possible, right? So I won't be commenting too much on every figure. The next one, Cafe Stella as well, Shiki Natsume. This is a 1/3.5 scale. For some reason, Alice Glint is very fixated on the number 3.5. Yeah. Just a plain Chinese dress, not much going on over here. Moving up next, Cafe Stella again, Sumizome Nozomi. Must be 1/7 scale. Now this is nice. I think this is my favorite among the few over here from Cafe Stella. This is what a cafe is supposed to be. You don't bring a huge ass weapon into a cafe. Alright. And then moving up next from the Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in Dungeon, we have Marcel. Wait. This is Marcel. She looks quite different from the Marcel I know from the anime. Must be based on the cover art of the novel or manga. Must be. It looks quite different from the Marcel I know, that's for sure. Figures like this could make do without a base actually, but at the same time, you don't want to put a figure on any surface without a base because you might scratch their underneath. That's the problem. Let's move up to the next one. What do we have here? Monster Girl Quest. Alma A.L. How to pronounce that? Elma. Okay, so you see the way I draw rectangles around it. So the main idea over here is on how AI works in general. They are trained based on shape recognition. So if you see like two round objects next to each other, slightly spherical, then it could interpret it as opaque. So once you draw a rectangle around it without actually covering up what's in the middle, yeah, they couldn't recognize the object anymore and then they let it pass. So that is how you get around AI on YouTube. It is not 100% foolproof, but it has worked for me 95% of the time. So if you are also a figure YouTuber, you might want to consider drawing boxes around. So the main idea over here is that I wanted to let you guys see what the figure's design is like. Most of the design, including the chest region, I don't want to cover them up completely, that you can't see anything. I want you to see something, but at the same time, I want to get around the algorithm. So I draw rectangles around round objects. Yeah. Okay, a Monster Girl Quest. I think that is quite a popular game title, right? I'm not much of a gamer, that's the thing. Okay, moving up next, from Parquet, how to pronounce that? P-A-R-Q-U-E-T. Parquet, right? Ibaraki Reno. This reminds me of a My Sakurajima figure by Spiritel. Yeah, very similar, the base over there. But there's enough difference. And the hair over here reminds me of some Hololive character. Yeah. Right, up next from Parquet as well, we have Kido Tsubasa. All of these game titles, like how many of you play all these games that I've never heard of? Yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Man, I like the ribbons over here. The paintwork on the side ribbon over here is very nice, very precise. I hope that they replicate it in the actual figure. This is very nice. So I pay attention to intricate details when it comes to scale figures. This is 1/7 scale Ayachi Nene from Sanoba Witch. The name has to be on purpose, right? Sanoba Witch, like son of a bee. Has to be on purpose, man. The naming of this character. Right, up next we have Murasame 1/3.5 scale from Senran Banka. Like there are like 2 or 3 figures of her already. She's quite popular from what I've seen. Yeah. Up next, okay, this one is already on pre-order, very expensive, like over 30,000 yen, 31k I think, for the deluxe version. Yukikaze from Tamanin RPG, and she looks incredible. My only gripe is the price, yeah. Up next, we have Tenshi Souzo Reboot, Shirayuki Noa, Tanikaze Amane, Kohibari Kurumi, and Hoshikawa Kaguya. Right? If I did not do all my homework in advance, I wouldn't know any of the names over here. I would be commenting on every single picture. Very nice, very nice, very nice, but I don't know who is that. Yeah. Okay, this one. I have something to talk about this anime. So this is from the elf girl's cat is secretly an S-ranked monster. Aria and Tama, that's the name of the cat over there. This is an ongoing seasonal anime that is airing. If you are an Asian, Southeast Asian to be specific, you can watch the anime for completely free and legal on YouTube. Muse Asia channel actually. Yeah. It is an edgy anime, and sometimes I feel so frustrated and feel mad at the same time. Like, they let edgy anime be aired on YouTube, no problems. But then when we figure YouTubers make figure reviews of slightly edgy figures, they have a problem with it. Yeah, double standards for sure. I have watched like 3 episodes, and to me, being a big fan of hot elves, I can't say I like it. Yeah. It is just generic isekai anime. No matter how hot the elf is, how much opai or oshiri shots you get, it is just a generic isekai anime in the end. Pretty third rate, I would say. So, if you say you wouldn't want to waste time on this anime, yeah, you can skip it. Okay, that is all for Alice Glint. Overall, none of the figures are of interest to me other than that Taimanin figure, which is already on pre-order and way too pricey. Yeah. Moving on to the next brand, Alphamax. Right. Scale figures, starting off with this one, Tony Taka artwork, very recognizable. This is Jin Lian. And given that this is a Tony Taka art figure, we can expect this to be actually cast-offable. Yeah, I think every figure by Alphamax SkyTube involving a Tony art character has been cast-offable so far. The second one over here, a pair with Jing Lian. This is Ping Yi. Okay, so the thing with Tony Taka art, many people love the figures and the character designs, but to me it feels very repetitive, like as if it is one single character cosplaying multiple different characters, if you get what I mean. The same face, the same eyes, but the hair is different, the outfit is different, the bust size, the body curves are different. It is like the same face being recycled. Moving up next, Azur Lane Bremerton, 1x7 skill I think. And for some reason, this one fest, we have so many Bremerton figures. Azur Lane has a ton of different characters, but for some reason, everyone is making Bremerton. This is just the first one. Looking hot so far, looking very pretty, I like it. Yeah, this is swimsuit I think, must be a swimsuit. Okay, next one here, Azur Lane Bremerton again, just a different version. And this could be a very nice Christmas version figure. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think this is coming out by the end of this year. This is only an artwork, we don't even have a prototype yet. Next one, Azur Lane Chikuma, 1x4 skill. This is a 1x4. Alright, Alphamax is doing 1x4. I just remembered that. So, what about this Bremerton? This is also 1x4. Yeah. Okay, moving up next, we have Kashino. I'm not exactly very knowledgeable about Azur Lane characters other than a select few that are very recognizable due to their design, like Owari or Shinano. But Kashino is also one of those very recognizable one because she is always struggling to put her clothes on because none of the outfits or bikinis or swimsuits or anything she buys will fit her. Yeah. So the moment I saw this grey sculpt, I knew it is Kashino already. Moving up next, Kearsarge 1x4 skill. Man, they should just do an 18+ version of the game at this point. Next, we have a 1x4 skill of Takao from Azur Lane as well. I think this is very similar to the one Alter made, isn't it? The one by Alter was 1x7. This is almost the same figure but bigger. Yeah. Alright, moving up next, we have Senran Kagura Toki 1x4 skill. Senran Kagura is getting a lot of figures lately as well. Yumi from Senran Kagura, I would imagine very popular in Japan. And then we have, okay, Shinjo Akane from Double SS Gridman and also Takarada Rika, of course. Let me talk about this Shinjo Akane figure for a second. No, Alphamax was really trolling us because when they showed us this figure back then, in her unpainted form, just entirely in grey, it almost looked like she is braggy, you know. But obviously she was holding a beach ball, but the unpainted version looked really funny, yeah. In fact, I think if you repainted that beach ball over there into skin color, maybe she will actually look pregnant. Okay, and then here with Takarada Rika, which looks a lot more normal in comparison, nothing too special. And that is all for Alphamax. Yeah. Moving on to Amakuni. Okay, the first one over here, this is Etra from Aogiri High School. Once again, I have no idea what is that. See, I have always loved Amakuni's paintwork. The slight gloss with the heavy shading on her uniform, that is beautiful. The hair as well. I know nothing, but I like it. Man, my only problem with Amakuni is the price. Yeah, their figures are very expensive, and I can't even get them on HLJ. I have to get them on Amiami if I want to pre-order early. Next one here, art by Hamazi Aki Dangero, that's her name. Okay. Original artwork figure, just an announcement. Next we have Blue Archive Kokona. Is this like Amakuni's first Blue Archive figure? I think it is, right? I like what I'm looking at, just that the pose is a little bit boring to look at. And then we have Blue Archive Nonomi Swimsuit. Now this is one of those few Blue Archive figures that I would happily skip. Like, if you told me this was a Love Life character, I would have believed you. Like, I don't feel like I'm looking at a Blue Archive character, I mean. Yeah. Next, from Bomber Girl, we have Pine Succubus Chiakos version. I have always liked Bomber Girl, just that I never had the budget to spare to buy their figures. I just love Amakuni's paintwork, man. Right, moving on to the next one, another Bomber Girl figure, Prune Succubus Chiakos version. This is thicker. I think I have a closer up pic. Yep, there we go. My love for purple waifus. Okay, moving up next. Yes, from FGO, we have Archer Class Balban Sif. Okay, one thing about Balban Sif is that she looks very different from the typical FGO character. Just like those few that were designed by Raita, right? Murasaki Shikibu and also Raiko, right? They look very distinctly different from other FGO characters. And this is also one of those servants that look very different from the rest. Yeah. I would even go as far to say at first glance, she doesn't look like a FGO character to me. I'm looking forward to this one. I'll buy it after release. Not pre-ordering early. Yeah. And the figure looks unfinished. Like, I'm not sure why, but the surface of the dress over here, it looks like it is lacking a layer of coating. Looks like, I'm not sure. And yes, I wouldn't judge too early yet because they are displaying prototypes at events, you know. They are not completed figures yet. Okay, up next from Guilty Gear XXA Core, or is it 20A Core? Bridget again. How many Bridget figures do we need? Yeah. Moving up next, Goddess of Victory Nikke. So, many of the big brands, they are jumping onto the Nikke bandwagon. Amakuni, Good Smile is going all out. It is insane how true my predictions are coming. I predicted this way back last year, saying that Nikke and Blue Archive are the next big things. Here we are, we have a lot of Nikke figures in this event. And I'm also surprised by how strong FGO is in this event. Like, they are not going anywhere. Yeah, that was the biggest surprise to me actually. Now, back to Nikke over here. This character has a very interesting name. Folk Wang, Moist Rabbit. Well, I'm so used to seeing bunny figures, so I'm not sure if this is enough to make me feel moist. Up next, another Nikke figure. We have Mast, a Pirate's Heart. And I think that many of these Nikke figures, or the artwork that the figures are based on, they need to be more creative a bit. Like, many of them are just swimsuit or bikini. Give us a nicer outfit design. Yeah, the characters are outstanding already. We just need a little bit of a more fancy outfit to go with the character. Yeah, I like her. I like Twin Tails. Moving up next, from Persona 3 Reload, we have Kirijo Mitsuru. Yeah, Amakuni is known for making Persona figures in general, right? And one of you commented in my video saying that you want to buy Persona stuff, but Amakuni figures are too expensive. The same thing can be said for Mega House stuff, right? They also make Persona figures, but this time around Apex Toys is making Persona figures, but unfortunately they are the low budget Lime Pie series. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Kirijo Mitsuru again, closer up look. Up next, Fantasy Star Online to ES after summer vacation, and also Hall Seat summer vacation. Finally, it is not just Genie anymore, but this is a continuation of their existing figures from the same game. I think their Genie is already on pre-order. Yeah. Next one here, Shino Toren designed by Chigusa Minori, Saotome Shino Reverse Bunny. The colors are too dull for me. Not a fan of the color scheme over here. Next, we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Yeah, Amakuni, for some reason, besides Pretty Girls, they also make a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, including the monsters. Yeah. And then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! Izayoi Aki and also Jack Atlas. And yep, that is all for Amakuni. Moving on to the next brand, Amiami. Okay, so Amiami has... What scale is this? I'm not too sure. This is Azur Lane Janus. I think this was announced in the previous One Fest. No updates yet. Still unpainted. The same thing can be said for this Arco figure from Blue Archive. So nothing new from... Oh, we have a new figure. I thought nothing new from Amiami. Okay, this is also from the previous event. And then we have one new figure over here. This is from Seitokai ni mo Anawa Aru. Yeah, there's a hole in the student council, right? Like, the title alone makes me suspect this is a very edgy anime, and I'm all for it as long it is entertaining. Not like that stupid elf S-rank cat thing I've mentioned earlier. That was a crap anime. Okay, this is Michinoku Komaru at 1x4 scale. 1x4. Maybe Amiami is getting free ink to make it, or Union Creative. I don't think Amiami is the one making this figure. Yep, that is all for Amiami. Moving up next, Anigift. Only one single figure, and yeah, Goddess of Victory Nikke. This is Crown Hadaka King. Man, all those effect parts only to be held in place with metal rods, man. They don't have a choice over here, I know. You know what's the sad part is that now they are showing you metal rods, and then when the figure actually goes on pre-order, all of them are being replaced with plain plastic rods. Yeah, it might happen. To be fair, for something that's small and light, right? Small object over there, they don't need a metal rod. And if it helps in cutting costs, then as long as they pass it down to us, the collectors, I don't mind that. Alright, moving up next, Animester. This is art by Ban, B-A-N Ban. That's the artist name. Succubus Disciplinary Officer Mihona. Actually, this is quite a nice character design, even though I'm not exactly a big fan of Megane in general, despite me wearing a Megane over here. But I like besides the black bikini that she's wearing over there, all these extra straps around her. I don't think this is a low budget figure at all. This would be 15,000 to 20,000 yen. Yeah, this looks way too detailed to be a low budget scale figure. Up next, we have art by Love Kakao, Moon Dragon Hazy Smoke version. There is an existing scale figure of her, right? I'm not sure which brand, I can't remember, but there is a scale figure of her on pre-order. This is the one by Animester, and I can't say I like this one because of the more realistic looking face, not my kind of thing. Yeah, this reminds me of the third-party figure brands doing a realistic conversion. Next one here, art by Pop QN Hanamiya Mari. If there's one thing I really respect about all these artists is that all of the fancy outfits they can come up with that I would have never thought of myself. And you know, the first thing I saw this figure, I was thinking of a promoter for Milo. You know, the chocolate malt drink Milo. I'm not sure if your country has it. In Malaysia, it is a big thing. I think in UK, it is a big thing as well. This looks like a Milo promoter to me. Yeah. Okay, I'm moving up next. This is on pre-order already, Lucy from Cyberpunk, and I'm waiting for the release before buying it. I am absolutely buying it. Looking good, isn't it? This is exceptionally beautiful for a 7,000 yen figure at 1/7 scale. Yeah. The next one here, this Bunny Yuna-chan has been on pre-order for a while, maybe even pre-order closed at this point. I did not pre-order, but I'm looking forward to get one after release as well. Yeah, mainly for the post, obviously. Moving up next, this is the weird part. This original character, Demon Hunter Selena, I've covered her like the third time by now. Amiami put her on pre-order 2 weeks ago, last week HLJ. And now, Animester chooses to display the unpainted prototype at OneFest for whatever reason. Like, we already have the product pictures showing the figure painted. Why the unpainted version in an event? But at least we get to see the sculpt, man, and the face is beautiful. I love it. I'll be buying this as well. Yeah. Okay, moving up next, we have original character Lazy Maid Sibyl. Yeah, no artist over here. We don't know who is the artist behind it. Just an elf in maid outfit. Yup. This could be a low budget figure. I think this might be, yeah. Because no apron, they are just plain in the end. Freely, looks detailed but plain, no intricate details. So they could keep the price low. And that is all for Animester. Scale figures. Moving on to Aniplex, we have some good stuff from Aniplex. Okay, Aniplex has been doing a bunch of low budget figures from Bocchi the Rock, but now we have the proper scale figures. This looks like 25,000 yen each at the bare minimum, and it reminds me of the old CREON figures by Alter from 10 years ago. Yeah. So this is Ijichi Nijika. I'm already stuttering, just 30-40 minutes in. I wonder how am I going to survive 90 minutes of talking. Aniplex and the sculpts, usually no problem. I trust Aniplex with the sculpting. Here we have Kita Ikuyo. I'm not sure if I like that base, but that is the same base they used. A similar base they used for the Hitori Goto figure already on pre-order. Yeah. Oh no, this is Kita Ikuyo, the one who is always borrowing money and not returning it. Yeah, this one over here, Yamada Ryo. I kind of like her character design or her hairstyle, but yeah. She takes money from you and never returns it. And then up next from Disney, Twisted Wonderland. Ew. Disney. Okay, what is the name of this character? He has a long name, like Azul something. Very long name, I can't remember. Okay, is this a low budget figure? I'm not sure if this is low budget or proper scale figure because the detail level is not very impressive. Probably a low budget figure. Yeah, this looks more like a scale figure. Disney Twisted Wonderland as well. Color scheme reminds me of Date Master from Black Rock Shooter. Okay. Up next, we have Vladilena Milize Bunny version. This is pretty random. Vladilena Milize looks best in a military uniform, not in the bunny suit, unfortunately. Up next, oh, you know what? I told myself to stop buying Saberface figures, but after seeing this, I told myself I'll be buying one because of the huge stack of burger that she's holding. Like, the figure would be so plain and boring without that detail part. Eltria Pendragon Bunny version Alter from FGO. Yes, I want it. My price prediction for this is around 20 to 22,000 yen. Yeah, that is a very specific range, I know. 20 to 22k is my prediction. Okay, up next. Oh, I was celebrating this announcement when I saw it. FGO had a very good day in this event. I was very surprised once again. I just had to repeat that. This is Beast version, Beast class of Ereshkigal, first Ascension. Yes, I'll be buying it. I just can't escape from FGO, even though I told myself to focus more on a larger variety of different figures. Here we go again, Caster class Morgan Le Fay from FGO. I think there is a third party who made this figure. I can't remember which studio was it. Was it BC Studio? I'm not too sure. And finally, a genuine figure brand decides to make it. Unfortunately, those metal rods are there to stay, I think. Okay, up next, this is an update from the previous OneFest. Usada Pecora and Marsh Kirilite crossover is now painted. Looking good, but I won't be buying it because I see this as Pecora or a Hololive figure, not a FGO figure. Up next, okay, this Kill la Kill figure. 80,000 yen, what the heck, not worth it. Yeah, already on pre-order, this one right here. And then, okay, these are low budget figures from the looks of it. Lycoris Recoil, Chisato and also Takina. The problem is that their face don't exactly look very good. I think the nose region lacks definition, but I can't be sure if this is due to the lighting at the event grounds, right, when they took the photos. It's a little bit hard to judge based on these pictures over here. But yeah, the nose are lacking definition. Next one here, we have more Lycoris figures being announced and they are non-scale apparently. So I'm expecting this to be low budget as well. And then, 1/7 scale figure of Yanami Anna school swimsuit version from Makeine. I love the fact that she's actually getting some love from figure brands. Yeah, there's a pop-up red L of her as well. I was considering that one actually. And because she is way too entertaining in the anime, I was flirting with the idea of buying one of her figures at some point. Next, Marin Kitagawa Race Queen version. So this figure was pretty popular online based on what I've seen, the reactions of other people to this announcement. For me, it is okay, you know, like, I'm not feeling it. I mean, it is a great figure to have if you already have a few Marin Kitagawa figures. This is a nice addition, but it is not the main highlight for me in this event. Far from it. Next, we have Marin Kitagawa as well, Shizuku Kuroe version cosplay. And the last one for Aniplex, this Kaori figure is already on pre-order. Yeah. This is easily the most underwhelming figure by Aniplex in recent months, if not in the recent 1 year. Okay, moving on to the next one, Apex Toys, which means a lot of Azur Lane. Yeah. Okay, the first one here, the first two figures, they are already on pre-order. They just displayed them in the event. Golden Glow from Arc Knights. I think this was pretty expensive, around 27,000 yen, but the details on this figure are outstanding. I have a lot of respect for Apex Toys nowadays. Yeah, this looks incredible indeed. The next one here, yeah, this Chen figure from Arc Knights under their Lime Pie series. I think this was like 6 or 7,000 yen, right? Pretty cheap as well. 1/8 scale. Next one here, Bremerton. So between the Skytube version and this version, I think the Skytube version looks a lot hotter, right? At least the pose is hotter. But we need to see the painted one on that. This is just a Chinese dress. Heavily modified one. And then we have Formidable from Azur Lane. This is very nice. I like this Formidable figure. Just that until today, I just couldn't get over how nice the face expression on the outer one looks. Yeah. And because of how highly I value a good face, I don't see any brand beating outer when it comes to Formidable. This is still a very good buy though. Maybe 25k for this one. Yeah. Okay, up next we have New Jersey. Since when New Jersey was so hot, I'm not sure, but that is very nice body sculpt. Right, up next we have Noshiro from Azur Lane. Okay, with Noshiro, the one I like best is the one by Pony Canyon, where she's wearing, school uniform, I think, with the huge ship part behind her, but that one is pretty rare now. You're looking at 35, 40k in the aftermarket. This one is not bad. Yeah, I would settle for this one. I wouldn't pay aftermarket price for the Pony Canyon one. This looks great. And wow. You just can't go wrong with Apex Toys. Next, this is Owari. I can tell based on the shadow alone. Owari from Azur Lane. And then we have Shinano. Yeah, when I see all the foxtails, it has to be Shinano, right? And then we have St. Louis Race Queen version. Yeah, they have this Race Queen series. I actually nearly bought one of the figures under this series, and then I decided against doing that because I don't want to get too deep into Azur Lane. Yeah. Then we have Taiho and Raptured Companion version. If you have seen the artwork, you know what she looks like. I've not seen it so far. Okay, this one already on pre-order. I'll just, go through them. Looking excellent as usual. And then here we have Atago. Yeah. This is under their Lime Pie series. Yep, Lime Pie series. Low budget figure. And also Takao. Very similar to the one Ultimate from a few years ago, I would say. But this is good enough for 7,000 yen. 6 to 7,000 yen. Okay, and then we have Dead or Alive Extreme. Neo Tengu Dia Marina. The funny thing about this Japanese name over here, Nikke and Blue, if you pronounce it in Chinese, it is female sky dog. But in Japanese, it is Nyotengu, right? Okay, moving up next, we have Grand Blue Fantasy Silva. So Apex Toys is like, oh, is this game popular? It is? I want a slice of it. Yeah. So they're doing Grand Blue now as well. This is looking fabulous, and Grand Blue Fantasy could make do with more figures. Next, we have Raiden Mei from Honkai Impact 3rd. This is already on pre-order, so we'll just move on to the next one. Yeah, Honkai Star Rail Kafka already on pre-order. Looking good so far, but my comment remains the same. I feel like the third parties have done a better job with painting their Kafka figures in terms of the shading detail. And then we have KDA from League of Legends. Man, I don't even play LOL. I don't care, but that shiny outfit over there is making me want it for sure. And Apex Toys, their LOL figures are not exactly that expensive, right? They're around 16 to 18,000 yen. Yeah. I love it. Okay, more LOL figures. KDA All Out Akali and also Evelyn. Just announcements so far. And then what do we have over here? This is Muse Dash Maria Sister. And this is a Lime Pie figure. So it is a low budget figure. Initially, I thought it was one of the Nikke characters that looked like a nun. Initially, I thought it was that. And then what do we have here? Yeah, Goddess of Victory, Rosanna. I told you guys, if there is money to be made, if it is a popular game, Apex Toys wants it. So now they make Nikke figures as well. This is looking great. I'm paying attention to this one. And up next, we have Albedo. Another Albedo figure, but this is going to be a good one. Apex Toys after all. Alright, Persona 3 Hero. This is a Lime Pie figure, right? Low budget figure, so don't expect too much details. Same thing for Joker over here from Persona 5. And then we have Snowbreak Containment Zone. So this title, I've seen third parties taking on it. No genuine figures yet. These are the very first genuine figures. Enya Exovia Kiss Therapy version. I need to see the painted figure to know for sure what she looks like. Too early to say anything, man. Yeah. And then Unicorn Overlord Berengaria. I love this. Action pose, female character, weapons. I love this. Even though, yeah, I mentioned this with Kotobukiya's announcement a week ago. I know nothing about Unicorn Overlord other than the fact that it is a game that launched last year. And are we going to get a plastic guard for the knee? I'm afraid we will. Even with metal foot pegs, I'm not confident this will survive in the long term. Yeah. My kind of figure. Yeah. Alright, up next from Zenless Zone Zero, we finally have the prototypes for Alexandrina over here. Looking great. And then Corinne Wickers. I might buy them. I have not pre-ordered any Triple Z figures, but I might buy them, we'll see. And finally, Von Likaon. For those of you who love furry stuff. That is all for Apex Toys. Moving on to Arcadia. We have only one figure over here. Arcadia, they normally do mecha stuff, model kits, planes, Macross Frontier, those kind of things, right? And this is their only figure. This was announced quite a while ago, and until today, more than a year later, we are still getting an unpainted prototype of this character. Chojiku Yosai Macross I Oboete Imasuka Lin Minmei. This is what the figure is supposed to look like. Apparently, they have a painted sample, but this is an old picture from a year ago. This is what they displayed in OneFest. Like, why? I'm not sure. Yeah, no point overthinking, I guess. Okay, and moving on to the next one, Ascendia. Okay, you know, regarding this figure over here, it took me a long time trying to identify who the heck and what figure this is, because when I look at this picture over here, okay, this picture over here at Hobby Dengeki, the brand was not mentioned. And all I get is this logo over here being the clue at the bottom right corner. And also the word Machi. So, what I did was, I looked for the artist called Machi over in myfigurecollection.net's database. They have a database for artists as well, and then there are several artists with the same name, and then from the artist, I was able to trace the artwork and back to this figure over here. So the name of the figure is just Machi. Yeah, art by Machi, original character. That is all. And then we have a second figure over here, also art by Machi, also does not have a name, and this is like pajamas version. Yep, so here we go. This is the kind of trouble I had to go through, yeah, to identify some of the figures. At the time of recording, this figure, I think it wasn't listed in googleberries.com yet. I took the pictures of Dengeki, as you can see on the watermark on the top left, and then yeah. I'm a little bit OCD, like I don't like it when I have a few figures that were left unidentified in the way I want to identify all of them is if possible. So here we are finally. Moving on to Astrum Design, only one single figure, Festive Ada from Epic 7. Yeah, they already have one Epic 7 figure on pre-order. I'm looking forward to see that one turning out well because they screwed up their Halloween figure. Yeah. Okay, moving on to Bear Panda, we only have one new 1x7 scale figure over here. So this is meant to go with the V-Singer Luo Tianyi figure that went on pre-order recently. And I would imagine this one costing under 12,000 yen, just like Luo Tianyi, which is incredible. Purple hair waifu. Yeah, the writing is already on the wall. Like, I would end up buying this sometime in the future. Because purple hair waifu, right? Yeah, so here we go. The one on the left, that red color one, was on pre-order for the past 1 month. I think that was quite cheap as well, 7 or 8,000 yen. The one in the middle, pre-order opened last week, Luo Tianyi, and the one on the right is the new one. Yeah, Luo Tianyi, they displayed it in this event as well. 12,000 yen, hard to believe, isn't it? It is not like this is an original character, no, it is an existing character. They had to pay licensing cost, and yet she goes for so cheap. And Bear Panda has new 1x4 scale figures from Evangelion. Oh, this is going to make a lot of people happy, and it is going to make Good Smile Company mad. Why? Because Good Smile Company has pop-up Red XL of Ayami Rei and also Asuka, which were not that good to begin with, but they cost 25,000 yen each, and these are going to cost like half of that. Yes, you want a 1/4 scale Evangelion, wait for this one. If you're looking at a freeing figure or at a Good Smile pop-up Red XL, stop and wait for this one. Yeah, you can't go wrong with this one. Okay, that is all for Bear Panda. Moving on to Belle Fine. The first one here, okay, I have some comments for this one. Coming from 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, a cosplay anime just like Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up Darling, cosplay anime, and I do highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I would rate 2.5D Seduction higher than My Dress Up Darling. Yeah. So this is Hayu Mayuri from this anime, and the very first scale figure of her. So far, most of the figure companies, they focused on the main characters, but not the sensei. This is the her sensei. And spoiler, the sensei is also secretly a cosplayer, a very raunchy cosplayer at that, edgy cosplays. And this is like her best cosplay character in the anime, and I'm so happy to see her getting a scale figure. The bad news is that this is by Belle Fine, but it is better than not having a scale figure of her at all. Yeah. So I hope that other brands like Mega House, which is making figures from 2.5D as well, I hope that they notice this and they make their own version. Okay, moving on to the next one from the same anime, Liliel Amano Ririsa. Okay, so there is a season 2 confirmed for this anime, and that further strengthens my opinion that this is superior to My Dress Up Darling. Season 1 had 24 episodes, and then season 2 maybe another 24. Yeah. Up next from Boku no Hero Academia, we have Asui Suyu, just an announcement, and also Bakugo Katsuki. I wonder if they will be done in the new 2D paint style that Belle Fine is doing on this Himiko Toga. And now that I get to see this figure over here, like the actual figure, I'm still not sure how they pulled this off. This looks outstanding. I think Belle Fine should make more figures in this paint style because there are no other brands doing it, no competition, at least for now. And they get to stand out for being different from the rest. This is incredible, man. Right, up next, Lady Nagant from BNHA as well. And wait, isn't this on pre-order already? I think it is. Yeah. And then Mirko as well. Re-release, is it? I can't read Japanese. Is that a re-release? I think. Alright, and then we have Barney Garden Green. Must be a 1/7. Sakayanagi Alice from Classroom of the Elite. So the first season was amazing. Season 2 and Season 3 were kind of average or mid. It felt very rushed, unfortunately. It feels like there were so many things being removed from the original novel. Even though I don't read the novel, I feel like something is missing. Yeah. This Alice over here, I call her Lolly Baba, even though she is just a high school kid because she is always walking around with a walking stick, as if she has some issues with her legs. Yeah. Okay, next, Lycoris Recoil. Man, Lycoris Recoil is winning big as far as anime characters are concerned. Anime characters, not game characters. So we have a summer dress version of Takina and also Chisato. Yeah, this is what I mean by a good Lycoris Recoil figure, and it is coming from Belfine. You saw the Aniplex one earlier, right? You can barely see their noses. This one can see their nose very clearly. Like, it is more prominent. So there is some issue with the sculpting over there. Okay, up next, gushing over magical girls, Araga Kiwi. I love how this anime is getting so many figures announced. Yeah, we have more from Fate Company and others later on. And then, alright, Izumo Tenka from Mato Seihei no Slave. Funny that a lot of the figure brands are skipping past the main cast and then they went and made figures of this side character over here, which was only introduced in the second half of the first season. But I heard that she is very popular, that might be why, at least in Japan. And yeah, she is also my favorite girl in this series. I like her. Izumo Tenka, I think Union Creative is making one, right? Was it Union Creative? There was one that looked way better, but I can't remember which company. Not yet on pre-order. Up next, Monogatari Kiss Short. With Kiss Short, I prefer the lolly version. Hehe. I think Good Smile made a scale of her many years ago and there were other options, but yeah, I want the lolly version. Up next, we have Himura Kenshin from Rurouni Kenshin. Is this already on pre-order? I think this is. I feel I've covered this before. Nice shading on his outfit, right? I always look for shading and weathering. Up next, we have Naruse Shiroha from Summer Pockets. Sounds very familiar, Summer Pockets. Is it like a series of artworks, right? Not exactly an anime or a game. Sounds familiar somehow, Summer Pockets. Nothing too special about this one. And that is all for Belfine. Right, next figure brand, Bishop's Rondo. This is supposed to be an ecchi figure, a cast of above figure, but she looks pretty normal. And this Succubus Rurumo, art by Tamano Kedama, I believe this is already on pre-order, not very cheap. I think 27k was it? But this is castable. If you like her, it might be worth it. Yeah. This is the only figure by Bishop's Rondo at One Fest. Moving on to Brilliant Journey. Also only one single figure, and guess which Azur Lane character it is? Yeah, Bremerton. Now this Bremerton looks a lot more normal, but I like it because of the base she's getting. This is like a date version or a shopping version. Looks pretty nice. The next brand is Calbone. I've never heard of this brand before. Could be a new brand. And finally, we have something from Girls Frontline. M327. Yeah, there are not many GFL figures in this event. Not too surprised because I have been saying since last year that this franchise, at least in the anime figure market, the figure world, it is dying a very slow death. Yeah. The reason why I cropped off one of the legs on purpose, obviously, because yeah, YouTube does not like the missionary pose. Even though she's not making babies. Yeah, it is so stupid, I know. This looks very promising. The detail level, the face and everything. Wanna see my pantsu? Yeah, that's the pose over there. I like it. Okay, and the second figure over here from Warship Girls Lexington. So this is from Warship Girls, not from Azur Lane, not from Kantai Collection. Can't really see much. They did not even decal her eyes over there. Yeah. And that is all from Calbone. 2 scale figures only. Moving up next, Catnoodle, edgy figure brand actually. Okay, so the first one here, art by Dish, Sibuna Pharaoh. And this looks really nice, man, the character design. Can't wait to see the actual painted figure. Next one here, art by Unohara Pochiko, Bound Succubus. Wow, big melons. Not my kind of thing. And art by Yuzuki Himuka, original character. So there are 2 versions of this figure. The one you're looking at over here, giant melons once again with micro bikini. This is kneeling pose and this is standing, but they appear to be the same character. And I couldn't find the figure trait for this specific figure in MFC. Yeah. But obviously they are the same character, so must be the same artist, art by Yuzuki Himuka, I guess. And that is all for Catnoodle, a new figure brand. I have no idea whether it is Chinese or Japanese. Moving up next, another new figure brand called ChatON Hobby. Yeah, my first time seeing this name. So this is art by Aiko Nia Maid version. Just bikini maid. And then we have art by Ana Lingerie Osamimi Shoujo. Oh, this looks like one of those Rurudo art figures. Yeah, the lolly characters in frilly outfit. I love it. This is attractive. And then up next, we have art by Hiten Aki no Iro. Is it JK? Looks like JK outfit to me. Yeah, school uniform. And then here we have art by Mafuyu White Devil. Art by Sune Silent Succubus Girl Shinomiya Yoki. I've noticed that a lot of these new startup figure brands, right, if they want to make new figures, more than often they either start out with Azur Lane or they start out with original art figures. Next one here, art by Sune. Okay, the same one. Just a closer-up pic. This is pretty detailed. I don't think this is a low-budget figure. The sculpt is very nice. Moving up next, Chiyo Studio. Yeah, I spoke about this figure in my OS GK section a week or 2 ago. Original art by Sonbun, Codependency. So we now get to see an actual prototype of the figure, and my comment remains the same. Very nice concept art. I love it. Just that this is very expensive. Like, starting from over $400 US can go over $500 bucks. But yeah, I love it, man. The next figure brand, we have Claynel and more Azur Lane figures. Formidable, and then Owari. Formidable again, the same figure but closer up look from a different angle. Nice face over there. Still losers to the one by Alter. And then we have Kazusa from Blue Archive. I actually like this one, despite the simplicity of the figure. And then, what do we have here? Hololive Omaru Polka. I've never heard of this name before. Omaru Polka. Hololive. Next one here, we have Chocolate and Vanilla from Nekopara. I think Claynel did a very similar figure for Ilya and Kuro from Fate Khalid, right? Like very colorful, very frilly outfit. I loved that one as well. Okay, and then, okay, Tatsu-chan already on pre-order this one. So I won't go into the details again, but the paintwork is looking very good over here. Karen-chan from Uma Musume. Sounds like curry rice to me, her name. Alright, that is all for Claynel. Not too many this time around. Are we 1 hour in? And we are now at alphabet C only, man. Cosmos Sora, 1 single figure. Goddess of Victory Nikke, Noise. We'll see. Way too early to tell whether I will like this figure or not. Just because I am liking Nikke does not mean I'll buy every single figure. I'll be quite selective. Next one would be, what is this brand again? CREOSiS. Okay. Yes. So another new figure brand called CREOSiS. First time seeing this name. Art by Frank Satsuki Mito. Beautiful face over there. And then we have art by Parsley, Sunogaki Bunny version. Bunny but with devil horns. And then art by Rurudo, Sugar Gospel version. Is this customable? Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Alright, and then we have, okay, art by Soji Hogo Eva. You know, with all these original art figures, I don't have any comments. Art by Soji Hogo as well, Shiro. Yeah, they are a set from the looks of it, a pair. And that is it for CREOSiS. Moving up next, Daiki Kougyou, Echi figure brand, but there are a select few figures that I can cover. This is art by Ichiri welcoming girlfriend Rion-chan. Welcoming girlfriend. If she doesn't welcome you when you visit her, then she's not your girlfriend anymore, not waifu material. Okay, and then we have art by Karutamo Inoue Yurina. And also art by Saburo Black Bikini. Original character Mei. Shuju Ecstasy Shion, art by Michiking. So Daiki Kougyou, they usually do ecchi figures that are based on artworks, but then they have made like a couple of Azur Lane figures randomly for reasons I don't know. Maybe because they needed to print money. Up next, Design COCO. What do we have over here? Okay, art by Anmi Jiangshi no Ona Noko. Alright, a pair of figures. These are meant to be sold as a set based on what I saw in MFC, like one single figure entry only. Very cute, but I already have my Shoten Doji Caster version, so no, not getting this one. And this is Emil Bertin from Azur Lane, looking great so far. Up next, Hatsune Miku, art by Lo I-O. How do you pronounce that? But you know what? Even though this doesn't look like Miku at all, the first time I saw her on Hobby Dengeki, I already knew this is Miku for some reason. And then, okay, Senbon Zakura Hatsune Miku 10th anniversary version. Is this already on pre-order? I think it is, right? Yeah. And it was quite cheap, like 15,000 yen. And then we have Hosho Marine from Hololive. Now I get to see a closer look at the figure. Lovely shading. I'm always looking for shading. This is very promising. Like, regardless of whether you buy the Good Smile or the Max Factory or the Design COCO version, you can't really go wrong with any. And then we have Mai Sakurajima again. She's very popular, right? And then what do we have here? Viper from Goddess of Victory Nikke. We'll see. Way too early to tell, but this looks photogenic. Like casual slice of life feel over here with the choice they went for. And then, of course, Ram. We can never have enough Ram figure. I thought this is already released, or they are planning to re-release it. And another Ram figure, this is like Aquarius version. Yeah, this is referring to the, what do you call that? The zodiac sign, right? Aquarius. Very creative take on Ram, I have to admit that. And the water effect part here actually looks good. Not like in many other cases where they look like slime rather than water. This looks good. And then, okay, Frieren and Himmel from Sousou no Frieren. I wonder how are they going to execute this. Is it exactly based on this art over here? That would be very interesting. Very different from the rest. And then Elena from Wandering Witch Elena. We have too many Elena figures already, and maybe a price figure is good enough. Yeah. And that is all for Design COCO. Up next, DIGIGirl, a relatively new figure brand from China. High Heels and Lollipop, art by Grandia Yuan. This is already on pre-order, I believe. Coming out later this year. And then we have, original character Jirai-chan Fukuga Yabureso. This is also already on pre-order. I believe it was around 12,000 yen. This one is not very nice actually, but it is big. A big 1/6 scale. And this is a new one. Original character Cheese Boom. Cheese Boom. Alright. This looks like a low budget figure to me as well. I'm expecting this to cost around 12,000 yen. That is all for DIGIGirl. Up next, DMM Factory. Okay, art by Sola Toshio Kanojo. Bunny Girl. No, I wish that Free Ink would do more Bunny Girl figures with a more unique take on the outfit design like this one over here. What they are doing is just so low effort. And then, okay, Hanikami Shy Girlfriend Maid Mason Chigami Hikage. Yeah, Maid Mason. Who was it that told me that you really liked Maid Mason? Is it a manga or something? Yeah, you told me in one of the comments on my videos. I can see why. The character design, man, is so attractive. Mid Mason again, Minazumi Kasane. I think it is the way they design the eyes in combination with the blush over there, very attractive. More maid figures, Mid Mason, Shidoki Neru. And we have art by Senja, Mid Mason as well, Izuki Ria. I think this is my favorite among this bunch over here. Ooh, yes, my favorite. Mid Mason, Lolo, art by Nekomi. For some reason, I feel I'm looking at some character from Girls Frontline somehow. And then what we have, Niji Sanji Ibrahim. And Niji Sanji, Uzuki Ko, and Makaino Ririmo. I believe that is all for DMM Factory. Oh no, we have Nikke, Privati, and Ade. That is a beautiful dress. We are just getting started with Goddess of Victory Nikke. Wait until we reach the Good Smile section. Yeah, that is all for DMM Factory, finally. Up next, Eldora Model. Okay, Eldora Model, I believe that the figures are made of resin. So there's one thing to pay attention to. And they also make garage kits, by the way. Yeah, the non-painted ones. So this is art by Nekojira Tetra. Yes, I mentioned the word GK in my file name over there. Yep, this is resin figure. And then what do we have here? Nyagisa-chan, art by Shinva, is it? Or Shunva? SHNVA. Two different versions. No comment. Up next, we have art by Shokuen Gome, R-O-M-E, Gome. Resin figures, man. I was expecting more details than this. Yeah. Okay, this figure, I couldn't find the entry in my figurecollection.net. I couldn't find any details in Google Berries as well at the time of recording. And the best thing I could do with this figure over here is to go through the Japanese name and then try to translate it. And the name I got was Rindo Rashika. That's all. No details like who is the artist. I could pass this off as a FGO character. Yes. Okay, that is all for Eldora Model. Moving up next, Elegant, art by Chela 777 Bad Police. That does not look like a police outfit to me, but her name is Bad Police apparently. And then we have art by Dish Lilith. Dark Elf, right? Looks like a Dark Elf to me, even though she is unpainted. Based on character design alone, I feel like I'm looking at the Dark Elf for some reason. Okay, Formidable from Azur Lane. We get a lot of Formidables as well, but convince me that there are other options better than Alters. Try to convince me. 30,000 yen for that. Oh. Jade from Azur Lane as well. Alright. The details caught my attention. The details on her outfit. Is that real chain? Looks like real chain to me. Yeah. Hopefully that the figures, nowadays they use stainless steel, right? In the past, like 5 years, 10 years ago, many of the figures came with normal steel chains and then after a few years, they would rust away. Yeah. So I hope that it does not happen anymore to modern, newer figures today. And then we have Kashino from Azur Lane. Yeah, I'm worried about her outfit tearing off anytime soon. This is probably the most covered up Kashino figure I've seen. And that is all, yeah, for Elegant. The next figure brand is Yusan, a relatively new Chinese brand, art by Cat's Rainy Days. Yeah, this looks pretty, photogenic. Imagine putting this in the middle of a street and then you take a photo against an actual street background. This would be amazing. Yeah. And then, okay, this one is already on pre-order. Gita Sister, art by Hitomio. And yeah, this is the full set you're getting. Not too bad for the very low asking price. This is a budget figure. And then what we have here, art by Mizu Puruta, Demon's Trap. Yeah, just succubus with black bikini. I remember seeing the artwork. Just black bikini. And then here we have art by Songwan Mian Miao. Whatever. More original artwork figures. And yeah, that is about it for Yusan. I have to be quick. Way too many figures. I can't comment on each figure for way too long. Up next, okay, this is Flare. And interestingly, we have an art by Shunya Yamashita figure. So art by Shunya was quite popular of like 8 years, 10 years ago. We had Yamato, a figure brand called Yamato, making a lot of art by Shunya figures. And then I think Gift did some art by Shunya figures. There was even a Saber figure, Saber Outer figure that uses the Shunya art style. And so on, yeah. Nowadays, it is mostly extinct. So to see art by Shunya returning, I'm a bit surprised. So this character is Ari Sugawashi. And I've always loved the body sculpt on art of Shunya figures, right? The face I don't like so much, but that is subjective. But the body sculpt, the waist sculpt over there, that is my favorite part about art by Shunya. Okay, next one here, Assassin's Kahak from FGO. So I think Plum made the same exact figure. But as we all know, Plum is not a very good brand. Now we have an alternative over here, so we will see how the Flare version turns out. Flare is a branch of Alter, but they are not as good as Alter. But I would take Flare over Plum any day, given the choice. Yeah. Next, Abigail Williams. So Amakuni's Abigail Williams, well, I loved that figure a lot. That one also disappointed me very immensely. Mine had a severe QC issue. I had my friend help me repaint the figure actually. Now I see another Abigail figure. That is the Foreigner class version. I might pick one up. Yes. Bei from Nikke. And also Clay. I like Clay better. And then I saw someone commenting saying that this pair of Nikke figures from Flare, they feel rather underwhelming. And I think I can understand why. Partly because the event grounds was so dark. So if this figure of Bei over here, it is like we can't see the figure clearly. In fact, the photograph is out of focus. What the heck is the photographer at Hobby Dengeki doing? I have no idea. But yes, the photograph is out of focus and it is dark. So yeah. I don't think the actual figure will be that bad, right? Flare, their sculpting and the paintwork is quite decent in general. So we'll just wait for it, the official product pictures. And the next one here, Nikke again, narrow. Yeah, the face is pretty dark, right? Difficult to appreciate the details on the face. I'll be skipping this one. I don't feel like it, no? And that is all for Flare. Nikke and FGO, nice work. Flare knows what I want. But I think that Nikke figures could be better than this. Once again, this is not prototype. It is not finished. Maybe they have not done the coating yet. They have not done all of the detailing yet when it comes to shading, which is why the hair here looks rather bland, like plain black. I expect more details on the hair in terms of shading. Yeah. Up next, Free Ink. I was quite surprised by how few figures Free Ink actually has for this event, thankfully. Way too many figures already. So Free Ink has this new figure of Azur Lane Joffrey. This is made together with Union Creative, as is with the case of many of the other Azur Lane 1x4 scales. And then we have, okay, this is just a close-up look. Man, those melons, man. Kashino's is still bigger, I think. And then we have Strasbourg 1x4 scale as well. I like this a lot. Nice pose over there. Also made together with Union Creative. My usual preference with body turn around poses. I love them so much. And then we have Cammy and Chun-Li from Street Fighter. Yeah, Chun-Li in the background. Kung Fu pose again. Man. You know what? Street Fighter 6 characters are so damn ugly. You can't change my opinion on that. Yeah, Chun-Li got older by 10 years over here. They're so damn ugly. And that is all for Free Ink. Yeah, not many figures at all. Up next, we have Freya. Only 2 figures. The first one here, art by Boban Zhang, Huang Chi. And this figure has been on pre-order for a while in red color. This must be a second color, a different paintwork, but the white color looks nice as well, I would say. And then we have, art by Fyodor, Neko no Omoi Mate Neko something. This is already on pre-order as well. I remember she goes for around 12,000 yen. This is a low budget figure. And then we have Astral Party Mimi swimsuit version. And also Diablo's Core. Is it Diablo's Core? Diablo's Core, I think. I spelled it incorrectly. Diablo's Core Lepus with the Asian Toilet Squad pose. For some reason, some people find it attractive, which is why we have many figures with this kind of pose over here. Moving up to the next figure brand, Furyu and Phoenix. We have 2.5D Seduction again, Liliel, Amano Ririsa, and Mirella or Tachibana Mikari as a pair over here. These appear to be Phoenix scale figures. They are more detailed than price figures. And we do need more figures of Mikari, as well as that short hair girl who has social anxiety. What's her name again? I think her cosplayer name was Nokiel, but the actual character I can't remember. We need her skill as well. And then here we have Kayoko from Blue Archive wearing yukata. Yeah, looks like it to me. And we have Japanese doll version of 2B from Nier Automata. So this thing is like 200,000 yen. Real fabric, but you know those doll figures, they usually use this very expensive yukata cloth. What would they use for this one? Is this also yukata? Like kimono, yukata, cloth, whatever it is. Are they using the same thing for this figure? Or this doll rather? Maybe. Anyways, I have always regarded them to be very overpriced, regardless of whether the outfit is really handmade or not. Yeah. You're paying for the exclusivity. Not to mention, despite paying so much, sometimes they still bargain bin Amiami. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. What do we have here? Okay, this one is already on pre-order. Nito Y from Nito Channel VTuber. I think this was around 20,000 yen. Looking good so far. I wish that every Furyu scale figure would look this good. You know? The problem with Furyu is that some of their figures look great in the prototypes, but when they were fully mass-produced and released, they don't look as good. But this is like one of the samples, the prototypes, the painted ones that they show to people. Whether you get the same exact thing after release, nobody really knows for sure. Moving on to the next one, this is a Tanitol, Hatsune Miku Galaxy Live version. Alright, this is going to cost... Is this the normal Tanitol or the Tanitol Tol? I think this is the normal one, right? That would be around 6,000 yen. And then, okay, this is interesting. Tanitol Marin Kitagawa Noodle Stopper, and this is under the Tanitol Big series. So they are doing a bigger noodle stopper. How big is this? 1x8, 1x7, 1x6 scale. I believe this is the first figure of noodle stopper to be made bigger than usual. And please fix her finger, man. It looks like her finger has grown extra long after practicing fingering for 24 hours a day. The fingers look so weird in the existing version of her figure. Okay, and moving up next, another Marin Kitagawa, because she is printing money. Like, figure companies are realizing way too late how popular she is. This is Tanitol Tol. So about 9,000 yen to 10,000 yen, I think. And this would be the sportswear version. Gojo's sportswear version, by the way. Not this outfit in this picture over here. Okay, up next we have Tanitol Tol, Elena. Too many Elena figures, man. Elena is like the latest RAM among price and low budget figures. This is already on pre-order in Amiami, I think, at the time of recording. Maybe HLJ too. I haven't checked yet. I've been busy. Okay, already on pre-order. Nacho Neko, Tanitol Tol as well, around 10,000 yen, 9,500 yen. Looking good. And here we have the Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. Yeah, this was a seasonal anime thing from a year ago. Shina Mahiro. There was already a scale figure of her by Furyu, I think. She was in school uniform holding a transparent umbrella. Yeah, that one was pretty nice. Not my kind of figure, but pretty nice. Here we have another version. This is like... Can't really tell what she's wearing. Just casual outfit, I think. Right, up next we have Uto Channel Amatsuka Uto already on pre-order. I believe this is around 20k as well. As usual, this prototype, they look great. It looks really good. I like the hair over here, translucent material. And then here we have, okay, this is price figure, Luka, Meiko, and Kaito. Just noodle stopper price figures. And here we have Shigure Ui noodle stopper price figure as well. I've never been a fan of them, to be honest. That is all for Furyu figures. Up next, we have a new brand called GHZ Toyz, I think. GHZ Toyz. Okay, and they have only this figure of Quincy from Goddess of Victory Nikke. This one is already on pre-order. I believe it was around 30,000 yen, not cheap. And to be honest, I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah, I think I mentioned this back then. Something looks not right. It feels like her head is a little bit too small, and it still feels that way to me. Moving on to the next brand, Golden Head Plus. We have art by Freestyle Station Yuzuki. Station. Who names a human character Station? Black bikini again, probably. I haven't seen the original artwork. Black mask, black bikini. That's what I'm guessing over here. And then here we have art by Miwabe Sakura Underwater something. I hate WebP files so much, man. Even the file name, it is not displaying the full file name to me, and I couldn't see the character's name. Okay, up next, art by Rudo Rabi. This is going to sell very well, isn't it? Oh, she is so cute. Lolly's Justice, I suppose. Up next, of course, Azur Lane. Everyone makes Azur Lane. Prince Heinrich over here. Normal. And we have Plana from Blue Archive. WebP files again, I can't even zoom in. Sarika from Blue Archive. Then Ria's Grammary from High School DxD. This is the Race Queen version. We need more Ria's figures for sure. Hey, not just Ria's and... what's her name again? Akino. Where's Koneko-chan? Best girl. Where's Koneko-chan, man? Up next, we have two Maish runway figures. The first one over here, this is from Fatal Fury apparently. And then the next one, we have KOF version. Yeah, two different Mai figures from Golden Head Plus. And then we have Kula Diamond from KOF as well. Followed by Kinako from My Cat is a Kawaii Girl. Is this like their second or third figure of the same character? It feels that way to me. There are already skills of her out there. The decal has not been applied yet. I think her shirt always has this big fish picture in front. Sakana, you know? Yeah. And that is all for Golden Head Plus. The next figure brand, Good Smile Company. We'll take a look at the scale figures first. Okay, starting off with, of course, Azur Lane. Now I have some story to tell. Grandma story. This figure of Atago from Azur Lane. Actually, the third-party figure brand, what was the name again? A very famous one, in fact. They announced a figure of this Atago over here, and presumably it would be cast off a bowl. But we all knew what happens in China regarding third-party figure brands making adult-rated figures. And then because of that, there were heavy delays, and 3 months, 6 months has passed since they last announced this Atago figure, and until now, there are still no news yet. So, now that Good Smile has announced this figure, the very same artwork, the very same pose, same everything, as an official PVC figure, now the sales of the third party is going to suffer a lot. And this is not the only figure affected. In fact, there are a lot of third party figures out there. Now that the genuine figures brands have responded and they were delayed, oh, they are in big trouble. Yeah. This is just the first one. Okay, moving on to the next one. Azur Lane, Bremerton again. Bremerton. And then what do we have? This one, Cheshire the Cat in the Magic Hat. This is by Good Smile Arts Shanghai specifically. I'm grouping Good Smile Company and GSAS together in today's video over here. So I think it was Amiami, right? Amiami put a figure of Cheshire in the same outfit on pre-order a few weeks ago. And then I already told you guys back then, maybe back off and wait for the Good Smile version, see what it is like. So there we go. I already knew this figure was coming a few weeks ago. Yeah. Up next, we have Azur Lane Formidable again. Muse Equipment version. This is by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I can't zoom in. I'm so mad right now. Okay, and then up next, we have Azur Lane Mogador Locker Room Lacquery version. Good Smile Arts Shanghai. Are they using real fabric for the towel, or is that just a placeholder? I hope that is just a placeholder, because if they're using real cloth, this would look really ugly. This would look really bad. Maybe they have not done the sculpting yet. I hope it is not real cloth. Up next, Azur Lane St. Louis swimsuit version, Good Smile Arts Shanghai. This is looking smoking hot. I like this a lot, but we already have two excellent St. Louis figures, and those are difficult to choose between. The one by Elegant, lying on a sofa, on a couch, and the one by Alter, right? That one is not yet out. And now we have this. Next, we have Blue Archive Akko dress version. This looks cheap. I think this would be 15 or 16,000 yen max. You know, good small company nowadays, they are doing these very affordable scale figures that are anywhere between 12 to 18,000 yen, 20,000 yen. This feels like one of those figures. Aru dress version. Yeah, same series over here. Followed by Hanako swimsuit version. This is by Good Smile Arts Shanghai. Okay, so Max Factory is doing a figure of the very same character in the very same swimsuit, more like wet shirt with swimsuit underneath. And you know what? I have pre-ordered the third party by... I ordered the third party, and you know the third party was delayed because of the Hadaka thing. Now I'm seeing this being announced. Yes, I do feel a little bit salty. Like, should I cancel my third party figure pre-order? We'll get to the Max Factory one. I think that is the more accurate representation and the same exact one the third parties are doing. Okay, up next, Blue Archive Hina dress version. I have a feeling all of this will cost under 20k. And 20k might be an overestimation. Up next, Hoshino Battle version from Blue Archive. Good Small Arts Shanghai. Oh, a Riot Shield. That is exactly what I want in some of my anime figures, you know. I can do a diorama of what happens in Hong Kong in year 2019. Hehe. Up next, we have Blue Archive Kikyo. Blue Archive everywhere. The paintwork, man, this is beautiful. Like, you look at the gradients paintwork on her skirt over here. They could have left it at plain dark blue, navy blue, and leave it alone, but no. They do the gradient work on the school uniform out there. I love it. Okay, moving up next, what do we have? Blue Archive again. What's the name of this character? I did not name the file, damn. It is not like I remember every character's name. Swimsuit version. And then up next, we have Bungo Stray Dogs Osamu Dazai Kimono version from Good Smile Arts Shanghai. I was expecting a figure like this to be made by Orange Rouge, to be honest. Yeah, Good Smile's male figure division. Then we have 02 from Darling the Frank. What's up with 02 suddenly? Because everyone's Max Factory version were getting confiscated, right, by the customs in their own countries. Yeah, the one with just a jacket on and completely Hadaka underneath. Apparently that figure is banned in my country. Some people managed to get it. And yeah, if I wanted one, I know how to get it. But it is not like I can review it on YouTube either, you know. I like the face on this one. Just that it feels random. Like, after all these years to animate at, why now a 02 scale? Yeah, it feels random to me. Up next, FGO Soji Okita Final Ascension version. You know, with FGO, I thought that the higher Ascension you go, the more complex your character design will look like, because that is supposed to be a higher upgrade. Or, you know, the more clothes you lose, the more opai, the more skin you show. But this is Final Ascension, really? Where is the huge ass backpack or huge weapons or whatever, you know? There is a Soji Okita figure, I think it was the assassin variant, right? With backpacks that look like they came from Gundam. Yeah. This is Final Ascension. Okay. Up next, okay, I like this one a bit more, quite a bit more. Yang Guifei Heroic Spirit Event Attire version, FGO. I'm gonna get the one by Amakuni for sure. The one in Chinese dress, her original character design. I love that one so much. This one I might, because she looks photogenic. And then we have Nina Iseri Truancy version from Girls Band Cry GSAS, Good Smile Arts Shanghai. So, even though this was the only Girls Band Cry figure announced, I'm going to assume that every character are going to be made into a scale figure by GSAS. Okay. And then here we have Hatsune Miku, Snow Miku, and Kuromi crossover, or rather a collab. Alright. Another Miku figure. For those of you diehard Miku fans, I feel like there are way too many of them. Up next, Kobayashi's Maid Dragon Kana Kamui. I think this was announced previously. Now she's finally painted, yeah, by GSAS as well. Very adorable. This is perhaps one of the better looking Kana figures out there for sure. Up next, more Lycoris Recoil. They call this the key visuals version. Doesn't matter what version, as long as the face looks good, right? Alter really came up short this time around. And here I have, Devil Homura. This is probably one of the highlights, right, in One Fest for the Good Smile Company section, but I'm not a Madoka collector. And then what do we have up next? Yui Gahama from my teen romantic comedy Snafu. Watched the anime, I liked the sarcasm occasionally, but the anime was pretty boring if I have to be honest. All 3 seasons were boring. Needy girl, needy streamer overload. Oh my god, Kawaii Angel, why do we need so many figures of her? Maybe she's popular in Japan. Moving up next, the most painful section for me, Nikke. We have at least 6 or 7 figures over here. First one, this is Cinderella Glass Princess by Arts Shanghai. And then we have Dorothy. Once again, the people who pre-ordered the resins are going to hurt the most. Yeah, unless you prefer 1x4 scale, then yes, you stick with resin figures. There was an amazing figure of Dorothy in 1/4. But for those who pre-order the 1/6, you might want to take a look at this. I am very interested in this one. Next one, we have Modernia Second Affection. Okay, with this one, I'm not sure if I will get it because speaking of Modernia, I think I prefer the one with all the mecha parts. I think I pre-ordered already by Good Smile Company as well. This is like a second Ascension in a way, and I'm still not sure if I will get it. Really depends on how the painted sample looks like. Sometimes after a figure is being painted, you went from I don't care to I want it. Yeah. Up next, we have Nonsense Red from Nikke, Arts Shanghai as well. After seeing the 1x4 scale by Haruhi Sakura, this feels like nothing now. Up next, this is one of my favorites in terms of the pose. I love the pose so much over here. Quincy Escape Queen, Arts Shanghai as well. I think it is almost certain that I will buy this version, this figure over here, I mean. And this version, if there are multiple Quincy figures, this is my favorite one so far. Okay, the pose is like nothing I've seen so far. Something unique. Up next, we have Scarlet Black Shadow, Arts Shanghai as well. We already have one on pre-order. That one looks pretty nice. Whether I'll take that or this one, I'm not sure. That one I did not pre-order, that Scarlet figure, the one that's currently on pre-order. But this one looks more science fiction-ish, more mecha-ish. So I might lean towards this one. Yup. Up next, we have White Rabbit. Oh. Sold. I'm sold. Wow. Black and gold are always amazing combinations in terms of color. It reminds me of that Kasugano Sora Barney version figure I used to have from Alter. The limited version that comes in black China dress with gold color highlights exactly like this. This would be a nice replacement. This one sold. Next. Oh, so that was it. So around 6 Nikke figures, I think. At least half of them, I want it. Yeah. Okay, next one here we have Fern from Solo Free Run. I'm a bit surprised how long it took for Good Smile to make a figure of Fern, given that, yeah, their Free Run has been on pre-order for a while. I think coming out quite soon. And her bust is not as big as I was being led to believe by third-party resin figure companies. Will I get one? Probably not. Probably not. Even though it is purple hair waifu. Up next, Kosaka Tamaki from Too Hot 2. I already covered this in Figure News Fix, so I won't repeat it again. Was on display in the event. And the last one here on the scale figure section, Uma Musume Viv Loss. This almost feels like a Fate company figure that would become an Ami exclusive at some point. Feels like it to me, but being a Good Smile figure, probably it won't happen. Yeah. Up next, let's take a look at the pop-up parades quickly. This is Arcane from Champion Victor from Arcane. Okay, this is pop-up parade SP special, and sometimes I have no idea how Good Smile classifies which figure falls under the L size section or under the SP section. They seem to be roughly the same scale and size and price points as well. So I'm not sure how they classify it at all. And then we have Atelier Ryza, L size, very nice. So there are so many Ryza scale figure, too many to count. But for those of you on the budget, this is looking very good. My main focus is on her knee. Adequate amount of details for a low cost figure. And then we have Berserk Skull Knight, L size as well. Probably very easy to paint for a good smell. Just metallic paint all over. Next one here, Max Factory. This is by Max Factory. Elden Ring Rhea and also Selen. It feels like buying an ancient statue. Up next, we have 3 pop-up parades from Fire Emblem 3 houses. Dorothea Arnold, Hilda Valentine, and Sylvain Jose Gautier. Is it Jose or Jose Gautier? Is it Spanish? This looks like your average main character in an RPG game. And then, okay, from Bureaucrat to Villainous, Aubergine, L size. Ongoing seasonal anime, did not watch it. Yeah, is it Osa, the old guy that was being reincarnated as this girl? I think it is. I did not watch it. Too many third-rate isekai garbage nowadays. And then, oh, second picture, okay. Goblin Slayer 2 Sword Maiden L size. There are a few scales of her out there as well. But Sword Maiden without a sword, not so sure. Yeah. Gridman Universe Yomogi Asanaka L size. I'm a little bit surprised that they would do an L size pop upgrade for a dude. Moreover, a dude from an anime full of girls with hot and thick thighs, you know. I suppose that they have an obligation to complete the set now that they have made figures of every other character, female ones from the anime series, then they have to do the dudes as well. Next one, Hatsune Miku Sour Shien version. Sour Shien version, how to pronounce that? I'll pronounce it as sour version. Chinese New Year version. I mean, look at the dress over here. And here I have Tokoyami Towa from Hololive. This is by Max Factory. No wonder it looked so good. More purple hair waifu. Satsuki Kyuuin Kill la Kill. This is pop-up parade SP, not L. SP for some reason. I just don't get it. The next one here, I've never heard of this title before. This is Rita from Kindergarten Wars. Must be a kindergarten somewhere in the United States, maybe Texas, maybe Florida, I'm not too sure. But if the teacher is training the young kids how to use firearms at this age, I think Texas is a very good candidate for such a kindergarten to exist. Okay, up next, what we have over here? Lycoris Recoil again. Yeah, the pictures you'll see on screen. Chinese dress? Not really Chinese, not sure what is that. L size, nice. And then we have, okay, Nutcracker Witch from Madoka the movie. This is pop-up parade SP or special. And, oh, Needy Streamer Overload again, but the lolly version. Arsene from Persona 5 Royal, pop-up parade SP or special again. And then we have Asuka, L size Beach Queens. Oh, so now they have Beach Queens in L size. I believe this is the first time I'm seeing this. And of course, Rei Ayanami as well. Where's Makinami Illustrious, man? Yeah. ReZero, Elsa Grindheart, L size. Nice. So far, there are like a couple of scale figures, I think. And they were fairly average. Mind you, I did not watch ReZero beyond Season 1. And I will always remember her as the assassin. Yeah, in that bar, right? In Season 1. And then, wow, this is old, man. Lime, L size, Saber Marionette. Yeah, Saber Marionette is from 1990s, I think. And was the theme song done by Megumi Hayashibara. I liked her song a lot back then. Yeah, the old school J-pop from the 1990s, I loved them. I think Saber Marionette, and together with this classic anime, I think Slayers. Yeah, there's this classic anime, many seasons, called Slayers. The theme songs were all by Megumi Hayashibara. And now that I see the character design on this Saber Marionette character, maybe the same artist behind the theme songs. I'm not too certain, but it feels like I'm looking at something similar over here. Okay, and we have, this is the last one I think. The last portrait, Touken Ranbu Online Mikazuki Munechika, L size as well. Oh, we have more, Uma Musume, Fine Motion L size. And Rice Shower L size. This looks really good for a portrait, man, this Rice Shower. Of course, I would tell you to go and get the one by Alter, which is not too expensive, 20k plus I think. But this is looking to be a very good alternative for those with a budget under 10,000 yen. We'll see what the painted one is like a few months later. Uma Musume, we've lost again. Wait. So there was a scale and there is also a portrait. Did I save the pictures correctly? Interesting. And Kasugano Sora L size, everyone's favorite Emoto. Don't lie to me, I know you like her for very obvious reasons. K-On, these two K-On girls, they were already on pre-order. And they look very average, don't they? Like, yeah, not very nice. Almost price figure level in terms of quality and detail level. Yeah, 8,800 yen each, 9,000 yen. Alright, that is all. Oh, what? I keep saying that is all, but then I click next, more pictures. God, I want this to be over with as quickly as possible. Zenless Zone Zero Bell. So Zenless Zone Zero has a figure from Good Smart Art Shanghai now. This looks way too good to be a portrait, man. Wise from Zenless Zone Zero as well. Yes, and that is truly all of the portraits. Moving up next, Hobby Max. Let's finish this in 15 seconds because the figures are really boring. Rei Ayanami, yeah, the Radio Eva streetwear style, color version. And then, yeah, the slightly black and white version. Slightly. There are still some colors. And then, of course, this dude over here, Kaworu Nagisa, same thing. We have this colored version and the more desaturated version. And that is all for Hobby Max. Pretty boring, to be honest. Up next, Hobby Sakura. I have a lot to say about this figure over here. Cinderella from Goddess of Victory Nikke. More Nikke figures. So, when I saw this being posted on Facebook before Wonder Festival, like a week before that, I was screaming, I want it, I want it, I want it. Right? I would pay 30,000 yen for this thing. Even at 1/7. Given how much stuff you're getting. And oh boy, I was so wrong about it. This isn't 1/7, this is 1/4. Now, try to imagine how much space you'll need for this thing. You know, I was interested in Red Hood, right? The 1/4 scale by Hobby Sakura that went on pre-order like a couple of weeks ago. I think I'm giving up on that. I'm taking this. I'm taking this one. 40,000+ yen, fine. If it goes for that much, I'm thinking of buying up to 3 1/4 scale figures for Goddess of Victory Nikke. Just 3, not too many. And I will have space issues. Just 3 is enough, but this is going to be one of them. The only problem is finding money. This is too good. And even though this figure was revealed way before One Fest, I still regard this figure to be one of the main highlights of One Fest. Yes. Ooh. Dorothy again. Okay, this exact Dorothy figure you're looking on screen over here, there is the same third party being made. In 1/6 and 1/4, you get to choose, I think. Now we have a licensed figure. And is this 1/6 or 1/7? This is 1/7. Fine enough. Can't afford everything 1/4. Seriously. I'm happy with 1/7. And here we have Isabelle from Nikke as well. Oh boy. Look at all of the Nikke figures, man. Scarlet Black Shadow again. And this is 1/4. Yes, this is 1/4. Will I get this in 1/4? I'm not too sure yet, but if I were to judge based on this artwork alone, it is a 50-50 possibility. I'm not sure yet. And then this is Kane Barney art by Rangyo, original character. I'm not sure why it is unpainted because over in MFC, they did show us a painted sample of this figure way earlier. Yeah, this one. But this was the picture from One Fest in the past week, from the past weekend. And then we have original character Wineglass Bunny. Just another bunny girl. School Days Marciana. School Days. Wow. They're Yandere anime, right? They're making a scale figure from School Days. Really. Very random. And that is all for Hobby Sakura. Not many figures, but way too many good stuff. All of them are Nikke. Okay, so moving on to the next one, we have an interesting new figure brand, Hobby Search. So just like Amiami, Hobby Search now wants to have their own exclusive figures, presumably. And the first one here, art by Miyabit. Yeah, a soft blue. That's the name, soft blue. And is this hard black? No. Art by Miyabit Trainer. Call her black and hard, man. Big, black and hard. If you get what I mean. And I was about to say this was Hatsune Miku, but no, this is art by Shimanun Kuzuko-chan summer version. Yeah, I can see a swimsuit over there. VTuber Teresa. So what's your opinion? I think it looks okay, just okay. As long as the QC is good, I will forgive any slight lack of detail, right? I would rather take an average figure that is well painted, like my Kotobukiya Freewen I just reviewed, over a highly detailed figure that is full of QC issues. Yeah, are you hearing, Fate Company? Fix your QC issues. That is all for Hobby Search. Up next, Hobby Stock. Bocchi the Rock Hitori Goto again. Casual clothes version. Face looks good so far. And then Hatsune Miku Digital Stars 2023 version. I actually like this quite a bit. Quite a unique Miku character design. And then there is the... Oh, closer up. Look, let's have a look. It is like a chaotic version of Miku and I don't hate it at all. Next one here, Hatsune Miku Digital Stars 2024 version. Wait, that was 2023 version coming out sometime in year 2026, I think. 2024 version, is it coming out in 2027? I'm not sure. Okay, this looks just fine. I prefer the 23 version actually. And then here we have Miku Expo 10th Anniversary version art by Iwate. So many Miku figures. And then, okay, this one was on pre-order for 20,000 yen, and I told you guys not to get it because it is not worth that much, right? Plain bikini outfit, Yui Yuigahama from my teen romantic comedy Snafu, and of course, Yukino is next, still unpainted. And going by Yui's pricing, this would be 20,000 yen as well, I think. Next, we have two SAO Asuna figures, and both of them suck ass. Yeah, suck ass online. So this is room wear and this is night wear. And for some reason, both versions of her, like, her head looks a little bit elongated. It looks a little bit weird, the shape. Yeah, not a fan of them. And that is all for figures by Hobby Stock. Up next, Kadokawa, which means a lot of figures. Lilial Amano Ririsa again. Wow. You see, that's the thing now. When a seasonal anime is confirmed to have a season 2 and the season 2 is still quite some time away, that is when figure brands feel more confident to make the scale figures. Why? Because it takes at least a year from announcement to pre-order to release. If the anime is already over and then they release the figure a year or two later, people will lose interest, the figure won't sell anymore. Worse, people cancel their pre-orders and they bargain bin from overstock. So this is why Lycoris Recoil or My Dress Up Darling, Marin Kitagawa, or even 2.5D Seduction, you see so many pricey scale figures, not just spot upgrades or price figures, right? Because number one, they are known to be popular already, and number two, we know that season 2 is coming sometime in the future. Yeah. This is a very good looking figure of Ririsa. I like the face, I like the smile. And art by Gugudo L. Yeah, Union Creative has a figure of her, and I think an edgy figure brand has it as well. Was it Pink Cat or Pink Charm? I can't remember. Quite expensive, that one. Now we have another option over here. Art by Gugudo Eve. Man, this artist is really printing money. Ryza! One can never have enough Ryza figure. I think this was announced previously, right? Still no prototype yet. Okay, finally we have a sculpt. Previously, it was announced in OneFest last year with just a picture. Now we have the prototype for Anastasia Nikolaevna Romanova, Archer class from FGO. I have the Kotobukiya one, which is the caster class. And then this is Sonico cosplaying as Megumin, one of the worst cosplays ever because the bust size is wrong, no? Anyways, we don't get many Sonico scale figures today, so you might want to have a look at this one. Okay, Aqua Negligi version from Konosuba. Okay, based on my observations over here, this set of figures from Konosuba, this Aqua followed by Darkness. This is Darkness, by the way. Yeah, Negligi version. And Megumin. This is Megumin. Based on light novel or manga art, right? I mean, that looks more like Kana Arima to me from Oshinoko, to be honest with you. Okay, so the things that they don't look like high-end, expensive scale figures to me. Either they are no more than 20,000 yen or they might be part of the Kadokawa Light series that cost 10,000 yen and at a smaller scale. Since when is this Megumin, man? This is Kana Arima. And Yun Yun. I love the fact that Yun Yun is getting figures as well. Okay, and then what we have here? Wow, Love Life Days. A spin-off, is it? This is from the older cast. Otomune Kozue, Ayase Eri, and Kurosawa Dia. Yeah, I always see Eri with Dia together. Like they are a pair of some kind. They are always together. Scale figure, Katie Call. And then, gushing over magical girls. Once again, number 1, popular. Number 2, season 2 coming. Seasonal anime. So, we get scale figures. Yeah. Quite consistent as you can see. Leopard swimsuit version. Wow. This is probably one of the most daring figures by Kadokawa yet. Same series, Loco Musica. I like how they designed the outfit. The entire body is covered except for the 2 melons on the chest, and then they cover it with micro bikini. Magia Baser. Yeah, some of the most most daring figures by Kadokawa yet, I think. Swimsuit version. Gushing over magical girls again, Magia Sulfur. I like her, you know? Like her kind of... I like her character or her attitude. Like, she is always appearing to be quite sarcastic in some way. I like characters like that. Yeah, that smirk is still there on the figure. Next, Oshinoko Eye. This, wow. I think this might be the new best eye figure. This dress is beautiful. The existing one, they are already quite good, but it feels like this one is even better. Purple hair waifu again, except she's already dead. And then, new figures from Redo Healer. Come on, make them customable. So, yeah, all 3 characters are getting new figures. Of course, I like this lolly the best among the 3. This girl, I don't like her as much. Okay, more RAM. With 0 RAM. It feels so out of character that I would never buy the figure of Ram in this kind of outfit. I would never buy it. Raftalia. This is like the... Is it the hammer hero? So I have sword hero. Is this like the hammer hero or something? I think it was called Vessel Hammer something, right? And this figure announcement alone is already like a spoiler for what is about to happen in Season 3. This figure is a spoiler itself. Alright, moving up next we have Sentai Ranger Idola Evon. Okay, this is from a seasonal anime that is currently airing, I think 4 or 5 episodes by now. And let me just complain about this anime for a second. I heard some good things from people on the internet, but as usual, people on the internet are not necessarily trustworthy with the anime taste. So I give it a try anyway, and I think I'll be quitting after just 2 episodes. Like, what the heck? Third-rate isekai anime, again. So basically, I'm just gonna say it, Power Ranger. But the Red Ranger, he died, got isekai'd into this, RPG world once again, full of magic. And then he's using his Red Ranger powers and a huge robot, like what you see in Power Rangers, to fight all the magical beasts in this new world. And the anime was so cheesy, it feels like it is being made for children rather than adults. Except, this is an anime for adults because the animation is full of weird camera angles with emphasis on her melons on her chest. Yeah. Terrible show. Don't watch it. Up next, we have Holo from Spice and Wolf, and this is a very good looking figure of Holo. Normally not a fan of bunny girl figures, but maybe it is the pose over here. I like it a lot. Yeah. Here we have the Shunji family children, Kotono Shunji. No idea who this is at all. Misaka Mikoto from Toaru Kagaku no Railgun. 3 seasons. I loved this anime so much. Really. I would prefer a figure of her in her school uniform, the normal school uniform. I think Kotobukiya made a few. But this is still nice. And that is all for figures by Kadokawa. Moving up next, we have Hatsune Miku. This is, 17th anniversary version. I just remembered. I couldn't find this figure in MFC. I couldn't find an entry on her. Maybe someone has not made an entry yet, a very new figure. But you know what? MFC today is not like 10 or 8 years ago. In the past, they were very efficient. Within 30 minutes or an hour, a figure is being announced, a new product. The listing would be there, complete with every single detail. Nowadays, it is like a few days after one fest, and some figures, they still don't exist yet in MFC. Yeah. So you can imagine me having quite a hard time trying to prepare the materials for today's video. Kyodo and scale figure, that is not a common combination I am used to seeing. And then we have Harley Quinn from KYS Squad Isekai, because I'm not supposed to say the S word on YouTube. Yeah, the 7 alphabet S word. So I'll call this the KYS Squad. You know what KYS means, right? Yeah. It's so dumb, right? Okay, I'm not interested in this one, and that is all for figures by Kyodo, scale figures. Up next, from Chinese brand KAWA Design, a very new brand, we have 2 new figures. Art by Ohisashiburi Anastasia, another nun figure, and art by Ohisashiburi as well, Natalia and Haifu, 2 bunny girls. Alright, we'll see. Just an artwork for now. Up next, Kiwi Toys. Yep, another Chinese brand. Okay, China Dress Nyan. Art by Kanangam. Kenangam. How to pronounce that? Cenagam. How to pronounce that? Sinagam. Kenagam. From the same artist, Happy Yellow Yakyu Musume. Baseball Musume, Yakyu Musume. Alright, this looks promising. And then we have, okay, this one is already on pre-order. Kyono Yushoku Yuki. Art by John Yo. Korean names are so difficult to pronounce, man. Art by John Yo. You know, when I watch Solo Leveling, which I really liked the anime, I love action after all. I look at all those Korean names. I was like, how do you guys even remember their names? Yeah. And then art by Saro, Snow Evolve. Alright. All the artwork figures. They don't look cheap. Art by Shubi, and the character's name is Shubi. So, is this what the artist looks like in real life? I would like to meet her at least once. As long as she's legal, of course. You know, I have a female friend. She is now working in Japan. And she's like under 5 feet. 4 feet 10, 4 feet 11. And I find her really cute. Yeah. And in fact, I love making fun of her when we take photos together. When we do meet, like, I'll put my hands on top of her head like that. Yeah, something like that. And then art by Tomozero Losel-chan. Okay, this feels like a Queen's Blade figure. Like we have all this slime gel thing surrounding a figure harassing the elf character. This is something I used to see in Queen's Blade a lot. Yeah, it feels like a Queen's Blade figure, but it isn't. And that is all for Kiwi Toys. Up next, Clockworks. We have Guilty Gear Drive Bridget again. This figure was announced long ago, isn't it? Was this already on pre-order? I feel like she's already on pre-order. He is already on pre-order. And we have a random seasonal anime character, the Executioner and Her Way of Life Mano swimsuit version. I think I did watch the anime a bit. It was pretty mid as well. Yeah, don't waste your time on it. I wasted too much time on shitty anime, you know. This one doesn't look that outstanding, unfortunately. In fact, the figure looks like she is leaning backwards, right? Yeah, already a bad impression from the get-go. But Clockworks, this brand, they have a very nice purple heart figure from Hyperdimension Neptune. Yeah. Up next, Chinese figure brand again, Koi. We have Chaprena Philosis by, how to pronounce this artist name? Fymrie. Whatever. Chinese dress figure. I think this is 1x6, and also this is my favorite among the two, art by Kekemotsu, Tsundere Manager Komari. Yeah, you know, in a club full of sweaty men duking it out in a baseball field, a soccer field, or even the gym, and then the manager has to be some cute short girl, right? That is how anime works. This one, I like her. Yeah. So that is all for Koi. Up next, Lemoe Figure. We have art by Nahari Toraguri. This looks pretty nice, very detailed. Lemoe Figure. I think they already have figures released, but I haven't checked out their stuff yet. And this is Rihanna and Ruana Light version. So this pair of figures already exist with more detailed bikini, more like swimsuit, a very detailed swimsuit with an outer layer of some kind. Now this is like the light version, same figure but a simpler outfit if you are on a budget, so we'll see how much they cost later on. Yeah, and I believe these are the only 3 figures by Lemoe Figure. Up next, Luminous Box, we have art by Miyabi's original character Mia. I think this was announced in the previous One Fest, I think. Looks very familiar to me. And here we have Aegir swimsuit version, bikini version from Azur Lane. 3 Azur Lane figures. The next one would be Kiersach and also Taiho. It feels like figure brands are repeating the same few Azur Lane characters to me, at least in this One Fest. Up next, we have Chela 77 original character, Barney Cops 01 and also Barney Cops 02. Illustration, bro. A missing T over there in the picture. Alright, and what do we have here? Cafuchino from Is the Order a Rabbit? That is very detailed. Oh, nice. Wow. The golden part is like very metallic, very shiny. Let's hope it does not fade over time, you know. The problem with golden paints, right, very shiny metallic paints, is that they tend to fade over time. That's my biggest fear. And last one over here, Aisaka Taiga from Toradora, and this is looking very good. The recent few Aisaka Taiga figures, they are like, well, the freeing ones are your usual Barney figures. The one by Kadokawa is like pretty expensive for what they are because, you know, 20th anniversary thing, so they can charge the rich working adults who have a lot of money to spend on their nostalgia. So whenever you see a something anniversary version, you know it is going to be expensive. Shakugan no Shana. And yeah, Aisaka Taiga is one of them as well. We'll see, but this one looks pretty good. Moving on to the next brand, we have Magi Arts, art by Hamu Nezuko Muchi Jun. Yeah, this one is already on pre-order. I believe it is around 17,000 yen. Nothing too special, really. And then we have Shino, art by Reiko. $20 again. Yeah, pretty average, I know, because this is a plain figure. I'm expecting this to be around 16,000 yen as well. And then we have Azur Lane, Duke of York. Any one of you love hot office ladies? I do like them, yeah. My taste is like, there's a wide variety, you know. It's not just lolly. I like hot office ladies as well. I like some of the bunny girls as well. Like, there is no exact, definite formula for me to like something. Azur Lane Helena. I think it is all these small ornaments around her neck, yeah, her chest over here that makes the figure look a little bit more appealing. Otherwise, this is pretty boring to look at. And yeah, I just covered this one. Hermione from Azur Lane as well. Just went on pre-order a few days ago, last week actually. As I mentioned in that video, this turns out to be a lot better looking than I initially expected. And we have Sophia F. Shering, of course. There has never been enough figures of her. Art by Nadare. I think all of the Sophia figures are from the same artist. This plug suit, I'm liking it. They already have a figure of Sophia at 35,000 yen in this mecha looking nun outfit, and I like that so much. There we go. So this was displayed in the event, I forgot already. Very expensive, 35,000 yen. Yeah. Okay, and then, Bunny Suit Planning, Yamomo Mami already on pre-order as well. Also around 30,000 yen if I remembered correctly. Very expensive. But detail is very good over here. And Saya no Ota Saya. And this is perhaps the best looking Saya figure so far, including all of the existing scale figures. We have a new best figure of Saya. I love the tentacles over here. Looks very detailed because normally Saya is a very plain character wearing a plain white dress. And they found a way to elevate the figure to make her look even better over here. This is very nice. Yeah. And then we have Taimanin RPG, yeah, Mizuki and Yuki Kaze. So this is also already on pre-order. Their faces have no problems at all, but the sheer difference in the skin tone between the sunburned area, as I call it, not suntanned. This is sunburned already. And everywhere else, the difference is so great that in real life, if you are getting this kind of tan, you need to go for a cancer screening for melanoma. Yeah. Okay, and that is all for figures from this brand, which is Magic Arts. Moving up next, Max Factory, we have Lila the Curious from Atelier Ryza. I just couldn't help but feel impressed over here. Every figure brand, they spam so many Ryza figures and then they ignore the other characters. When they do make figures of other characters like Lila or Claudia, it is like, okay, let's do a simple dress version or a swimsuit version. And then Max Factory goes out and makes this masterpiece over here. This detail spam over here. This is at least 30,000 yen. And since Max Factory has asked for almost 30,000 yen for their 1/6 scale Ryza figure, this is definitely going to start with a 3. As far as pricing is concerned, 30k and up. Yeah. And then up next, we have Amy from Blue Archive. Just normal black swimsuit. Nothing too special in my opinion. Up next, we have this Hanako swimsuit version from Blue Archive swimsuit. Right? So I pre-ordered the same exact figure from a third party. And that company is actually a branch of Dodomo Studio. What's the name again? Yeah, Nippe Studio. They had the same exact resin figure of this thing over here. And now that I see Max Factory announce this figure, I feel like cancelling my third-party figure pre-order of Nippe Studio. Yes. I mean, that is with Osh GK. I think they'll be okay with me cancelling, but exactly the same figure, right? And PVC is less likely to break. I don't care about the difference between 1/7 and 1/6 scale. I'll just get this. Yeah. So in a way, I mean, I feel bad for the third-party figure companies. I feel bad even for the figure stores that had to manage this mess when many people cancel their pre-orders and then, you know, it is bad for business after all. But for some reason, sometimes it feels like, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, it feels like I'm criticizing a government from a country which does not like to be criticized. But it feels like the government is coming up with policies that are detrimental to their own economy. You have a booming sector selling edgy toys, and then you go and kill it overnight when it could make your country a lot of money. I don't get it. So this one is high on my want list for sure. Yeah. Up next, Kakudate Karin from Blue Archive. Not surprising at this point. After all, they made Asuna, which I love so much, and I still have it today. But what is weird is that it took them over 2 years to make a figure of Karin after Asuna was released. Sure, Asuna is getting a re-release, but still, it took them so long. And then we have Kayoko dress version from Blue Archive by Max Factory. I think there was another company that announced the figure of the same exact character and same exact outfit, right? Just half an hour ago. Which company was it? Alright, next one here, Blue Archive Sakurako. This is looking great. You know, with the way Blue Archive characters look like not at the level of Nikke in terms of detail, I think I would pre-order a lot less than I was initially expecting, and then I'll pull my budget for FGO and Nikke instead. A2 from Nier Automata, great post over there, and I praised their 2B, you know, their 2B is amazing. And it is nice to see them following up with such a great looking figure of A2. I think this is the best scale of her yet. Yeah, not going to be cheap. I'm predicting 28,000 yen. And we have more Nikke figures. Helm, Chandelier, Light version. This is beautiful. But at the same time, if you told me this is an Azur Lane character, I might have believed you. The next Nikke figure here, Modernia First Affection, a definite skip for me. I wish that figure companies would learn a lesson already, but apparently they haven't taken the note yet on how wet shirts or translucent white shirts look on anime figures. They look terrible in general, no matter which brand does it. Every single one of them look like they are wearing frozen bukkake to me, and this is not too different. Yeah. Okay, next one, this is already on pre-order, I think almost 30,000 yen as well. Magician's Valkyria from Yu-Gi-Oh! Very detailed figure for sure. And that is all for scale figures by Max Factory. Not many, but they do make quality stuff. Up next, Medicos Entertainment. And yeah, more Ryza figures, because why not? Too many of them. If you were to ask me which Ryza figure to get, I'll just tell you to get the one by 3 options. Alter, Amakuni, or Max Factory. Yeah. But if you want a more detailed breakdown on which Ryza figure is recommended and which one to avoid, I think I need a 15-minute video because there are so many figures of her. Okay, this one was announced earlier this year, like 1st of January or 31st of December last year. Sodom's Beast Draco, 2nd Ascension. I call this Lolly Narrow for very obvious reasons. Must have. This is a must have for me. And here we have Nikke Must. Is that Hosho Marine? Is that you? You cosplaying? We'll see. I need to see the actual figure first, right? This is just an artwork. And Oyama, my hero from Onimai. 1x4 scale, by the way. This is 1x4 with real fabric outfit. Implying... Is there a Hadaka body underneath? Maybe not, right? They give us a swimsuit, maybe. Yeah, that is the sad part. Even though she is actually a he inside, mentally. And then Unicorn... No. I thought this was Unicorn Overlord, you see? Senran Kagura New Link Toki. I saw armor. I assumed Unicorn Overlord. And that is all for Medicos Entertainment. They have other action figures from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I'm skipping past them. This video is getting way too long. Up next, Mega House has no new figures. They only displayed a few. So we have Persona 5, Shinjinko, and Akechi Goro. These are already on pre-order, I believe. They do look very good. I've never had problems with Mega House figures actually. My problem is with their price, right? Given the amount you pay, their figures tend to be quite small. Yeah. They are the only figure brands that are consistently telling you their figures are non-scale and then they give you a 1x8 scale for the same price as 1x7 scales from other brands. Okay, this is Silent Magician, just went on pre-order last week from Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was asking back then whether her hair is translucent. Now we have the actual figure over here. It does look like it is partially translucent. So my guess back then was correct actually. Right, moving on to the next brand, which is Momorosa. Only one figure. I need to speed this up. Okay, this one is already on pre-order as well. They don't have anything new otherwise. And they used masking tape to cover her bikini chest. Fine. Konata, artwork by Kitada Ryoma. The face is nice. But, you know what, back then I said that I wouldn't buy this figure. But now that I see this garter belt over here, I'm feeling a little bit tempted. I like garter belts. And you combine it with Zetai Ryoiki over there, man, this is a win. Okay, up next we have, what is this brand? Neon Max. Okay, I will always remember Neon Max for their Blue Archive Kosaka figure. But guess what? They only have one single average figure for this event for some reason. Gakuen Idol Master Hanami Ume. Just a JK idol. Yeah, one single figure. Come on, give us more Blue Archive figures, man. Up next, Orchid Seed or Tuberosa Plus. The figures I'm about to show you are the ones I can show, obviously. And then they have more raunchy figures, 18 plus loot figures that I couldn't show on screen. That is for Discord. So this is art by Dismal Ivy. I wish that we get more unique figures instead of bikini all over again, you know. Art by Mataro Meganeko. For some reason, this figure looks a little bit like a doll in some way, but it isn't. It is an actual figure. And then we have art by Mochi Kamusubi Kureha. I need to see this painted. Oh, we have an artwork over here. I saved an artwork. A monster, an Oni. No longer interested. I'm okay with brown skin. I'm not okay with purple skin, but I love purple hair. And then we have Death Ball Suzuran. This feels like a re-release, or more like they had a figure very similar to this one many years ago, like 10 years ago, and now they're making something very similar. Orchid Seed, can you trust them? Their scale figures are actually pretty good, just that they're not very active nowadays. And then we have My Tetsu Last Run Hachiroku, everyone's favorite lolly. I actually almost bought the one by Kyoskyo. Yeah, this character Hachiroku. And the outer one is quite rare, I think. You get 2 figures in one box. Yeah. Fat Company has more coming later. And the last 2 figures over here, Nekopara again. We have Chocola and also Vanilla from Orchid Seed. And that is all for the relatively safe figures from Orchid Seed. Let's move on quickly to the next brand, Otherware. Okay, Otherware and Party Look, they are the same company. Otherware makes safe for work figures. Or they make the China version of Party Look edgy figures that don't include the edgy parts, right? So the ones over here, they are mostly safe figures, I would assume. This is a 1x4 scale Kana, I think, or 1x6. No, this is 1x6. Art by Madden Kana. And, oh, very nice. I love the shading paintwork as usual. And art by Riko, Shino, and Aimu. Yep. The name feels familiar. With Aimu, I've seen that name somewhere. I think there is already a figure of her already on pre-order. Okay, and then here we have art by Saki Yamama, Shiro Bani One-san. This looks pretty good, really, for a Bani figure. Okay, I believe that is all, right? Oh, we have more. Okay, art by Yuyuko, Amaha Momo, and Shio Mamo. So this figure is probably going to be sold as a set. I'm not sure if you can buy them separately because in MFC, their listing is like one single listing. They did not split it into 2. So I'm going to assume that they are sold in a set for now. Is that maid outfit or what? Nurse outfit or maid outfit, I mean. A hybrid, I guess. Yeah, and that is all for figures by Otherware. So many original art figures. The next figure brand over here is Our Treasure. They do relatively cheap. Relatively. 1x8 scale swimsuit figures, a bit like Beach Queens from Wave Corporation a few years ago, but 1x8 scale. And they cost like 18 to 20,000 yen for the painted version. For the partially finished version, that is half the price. So here we have Gula, Scarhack, Skadi, Summer Queens from FGO. Gula version. Is the Gula included in the box? They better include it. I'm not sure yet if I would get the Assassin version or even the Gula version. Not sure yet. Okay. Even though it is purple hair waifu. And then we have Kaguya-sama Love is War Hayasaka Ai. She's quite popular from what I've seen. A few YouTubers bought her figures from other brands. But what is this, man? If this is 18,000 yen, this is like daylight robbery. I know, this could be an unfinished figure. The unfinished version that costs 9,000 yen. I know that. But still, it still feels like daylight robbery because Chinese brands can do it bigger 1x6 instead of 1x8 and cheaper than 9,000 yen. Yeah. Moving on to the next brand, we have PM Office A or Plum. The first one here, art by Morikura and Sunflower Girl. Very summery feel, isn't it? And then we have Gakuen Idolmaster Fujita Kotone. I have a friend with the same exact name. He's half Japanese. Okay, next one here. Hasuno Sora Jogakuin School Idol Club. Another idol anime or game. Okay. Murano Sayaka and Yugiri Suzuri. So Plum means a lot of idol figures. From the same idol club, we have Osawa Ruino. Is this that show off half blonde, half gaijin character we see in animes who laughs something like that? I don't know how to replicate that, but she looks like one of those kinds of characters. Yeah. This is Idolmaster Shiny Colors Kuwayama Chiyuki cheerleader version. And okay, this one is already on pre-order, and I know I keep insulting the latest Love Live series, but it is what it is. This is Nijigasaki Gakuen Emma Verde, and then we have at least the paintwork looks really good for Plum figure. Plum figures weren't this detailed from what I remembered, but those were also way older figures that I bought in the past, right? Okay, and then we have Love Live Nijigasaki Gakuen as well, Mia Taylor. Her name is Mia Taylor. Foreign exchange student from either the US or Russia, but Mia Taylor sounds American to me. Okay, I'm just spitting out all of the anime stereotypes at this point. From the same Love Live series, Osaka Shizuku. Alright, just a standee. We don't have a prototype. This is already on pre-order, Zhonglanju. For some reason, the name sounds like some kind of insult in Chinese language. Zhonglanju. From Love Live as well, wearing an outfit that looks like something from Gundam. Charles Noble's uniform looks like that to me. And here, okay, I did not name this file, damn. I left her out. Must be from Love Live as well, right? What is this thing? Anyways, that is all for figures by Plum or PM Office A. What a dumb name, to be honest. Okay, moving on to the next one, Fate Company. Finally. Okay, so the first one here, Arms Note, Mine-chan, art by Fukai Ryosuke. I see suitcase, I see firearm. I be asking, is this Blue Archive? No, this is Arms Note. I still like that Bucho-chan from Arms Note. Yeah, that short hair JK girl in school swimsuit. I like that one a lot. And then here we have art by Kanzarin-chan. The artist is indirectly telling us that she has a very flat chest. I mean, you call yourself Kanzarin, and then this is you, Kanzari-chan. Okay, still a very cute character, I like it. And this is art by Nadare Shion Blankness Cow Bikini version. And for some reason, recently, yeah, Fate Company seems to have quite the fixation on cow bikinis. We had PA15 in cow bikini, we had Sophia F. Sharing in cow bikini, all by Fate Company, and now this one here. Okay, art by Rudo Eve again. So you are never going to run out of figures of Eve in case you missed out your pre-order and then the value went up. You just go for the next one, right? Okay, here we have art by Rudo again, Noah Enigma version. I think I'm starting to be able to identify this artist's artwork. Like, even without me renaming the file, I look at the character, I can kind of tell it is by this artist already. Okay, Azur Lane Asanagi with white micro bikini. Wow, this is smoking hot, man. I love how that KFC chicken is always included with every Azur Lane figure. So if you have 50 Azur Lane figures by now, it also means you already have a chicken farm. Okay, Azur Lane Nagato. There, see? That KFC right there being chopped off. Yeah. Okay, and then we have Shimakaze, Azur Lane. Another KFC at the base. There we go. It is obligatory at this point. Okay, Blue Archive Hiyori swimsuit version. Come on, Blue Archive figures need to come with a firearm. Like, okay, Shiroko from Blue Archive. She's like main character in the anime adaptation, yet there are so few figures of her when I think about it. Sophia F. Sharing cheerleader version from Barney Suit Planning. This is very nice. I like this one a lot. Even the cheerleader outfit has this slight science fiction feel to it. And I'm afraid this is going to be an Amiami exclusive, that's right. Okay, and then this Tokisaki Kurumi, is this on pre-order already? I can't remember. This feels familiar. From Fate Company as well. Very familiar. The next one here, Melusine, is finally painted. I'm still salty that Fate Company got their hands on this figure. I wish that it was CREOSiS or Amakuni. Yeah, CREOSiS is good enough, to be honest. I liked the, what's the name of the figure again? The huge claw figure. Passion Deep. I liked their Passion Deep. I liked the quality. I wish that CREOSiS was the one who got their hands on this figure instead of Fate. But it is what it is. And despite my complaints about Fate Company, I will still buy this. Yes. So the question here is pre-order early or wait after release. I'm leaning towards wait after release because a lot of FGO figures they've been. You know why? Because people couldn't afford their shipping cost and then they had to heavily discount it so that people would buy it. You look at the CREOSiS Lancer Ultra Alter, yeah, the one on the Dark Horse, right? That was 60,000 yen. And then you can now find her on Amiami regularly for 42,000 yen. So be patient and you'll get a nice price cut over there. Yes, so that is the first reason why I wouldn't pre-order this early. The second reason is I'm quite certain this would end up as an Amiami exclusive as well. So I had to pre-order her at full price and inclusive of the Japanese 10% tax. And then when the thing comes into my country, another 10% tax on top. No. Right? At least if I get this on HLJ or anywhere else like Mandarake, for example, or even Chinese websites, I am able to bypass that 10% Japanese tax so that I don't get taxed double. Okay, so I'm still looking forward to this one, though you'll see me review her maybe in late 2026 or something. Okay, up next, Saber Barrel Guest. Finally, we have a prototype over here. Man, this feels like looking at He-Man or something, so muscular. Yes, I will get it. Also, potentially an Amiami exclusive. I think I'm quite certain at this point. Yeah. Okay, and then we have art by Neko, Flower Imitation Doctor. I have always liked Neko art, just that I couldn't afford a budget for this series. Not to mention a lot of their figures been as well. They are made by so many figure companies. Wing Company has some, Miatos has some, and pretty much every single one of them been after release. So you might want to wait for this one. Wait for after release. Next one, Gakuen Idolmaster Shinosawa Hero. Gakuen Idolmaster, I saw it in a chart actually. A list of games that are making the most money right now. And Gakuen Idolmaster is in top 10. Alongside the likes of FGO, Azur Lane and so on. Yeah. Genshin Impact as well. So I can see why there are so many figures from Gakuen Idolmaster. And Alter has a long history of making Idolmaster figures. I'm quite surprised they haven't got involved yet. Here we have Kanan-sama wa Akumade Choroi. Is she very easy or something like that? Choroi is easy, right? Okay, her name is Kanan. No idea who this is at all. More cow bikini. Yeah. And then here, more Lycoris Recoil. Damn! Inoue Takina, I like this because it feels like what Hobby Max has been doing to Evangelion figures, you know, the Radio Eva fashion style figures, the casual outfit figures. This is exactly like that. Takina, but you know, with the lighting over here, I can't really tell what the nose is like. I'm quite particular about it. Yeah, it is lacking definition over here, but I'm more inclined to believe it is the lighting issue with the event grounds. And here we have Takina. What is she wearing? Please don't tell me it is a plain white shirt, man. This does not look very good. Takina needs to have Chisato, my bad. This is Chisato, and I hope that she's wearing something nice, not a plain white shirt. Chisato, she needs her trademark happy-go-lucky smile. Okay, and then we have, oh wow. This is also a spoiler for Season 2. I don't think Magia Beza looked like this in Season 1, right? This is like an upgrade of some kind. A second ascension. Gushing over magical girls, Magia Beza or Hiragi Utena. This is fantastic. And of course, Hachiroku. With that black micro bikini that she's so well known for. I haven't been using Twitter or X very actively. I feel like getting this figure, photograph it and putting it on Twitter and have people get offended by it in some way, you know. Sometimes it is fun doing that. I mean, I just want to watch people's reaction. And then here we have Oyama Mahiro from Onimai. And also Oyama Mihari from Onimai as well. What is up with the sudden popularity? Is a season 2 coming? I mean, when season 1 aired, it was, like nothing particular happens in the world of anime figures. Suddenly, we're getting all these figures. Maybe a season 2 is coming. Yeah. Okay, there is a hole in the student council or something like that. Here we go, another figure. Michinoku Komaro, Setokai ni mo ana wa aru. Hadaka apron and removing stockings. That quite the nice combination there. Yeah, I need to see the figure painted, man. And Uma Musume, Fat Company plus Uma Musume means around 25 to 27,000 yen in Amiami and an exclusive. Yeah. Okay, I can see the price already just by looking at this grey prototype over here. Travel Grant from Uma Musume, and then Dansu Flame, Uma Musume. Durandal, Uma Musume as well. Hoko Tarumae, that Tarumae, okay. Are they idols or are they supposed to raise each other? This is like idol figure. Transcend, Uma Musume as well. This is my favorite one. Must be the detailed outfit. And yeah, even if there are like 5 or 6 of them there, all of them will be Amiami exclusives. And this is the last one by Fat Company, Unicorn Overlord Rosalinde. Also, she is a black elf. I couldn't tell. When Kotobukiya announced their own version a week ago. The very nice black elf. I like it. Yeah. Up next, Pony Canyon, one single Miku figure. Delight Fairy style. What are these things behind her? Are these supposed to be wings or something? Yeah, fairy, right? Makes sense. Fine. I don't really like it, to be honest. This design over here, like, it is weird. The whole figure is in Miku's trademark turquoise color, and then suddenly we have bright pink wings behind her. It feels weird to me, the color scheme over here. Up next, Prisma Wing. So what overpriced stuff do they have for us this time around? Kei Karuizawa from Classroom of Elite. Oh, so she is now in... Is this Bikini Wedding? Yeah, Bikini Wedding. I do find her to be waifu material. Like, she is a very good tool, in fact. Yeah. Up next, we have Yatogami Toka from Dead Alive. Is this like the new best Toka figure? Looks like it to me. Wow. I'm estimating minimum 45,000 yen. I'm using Purple Heart as a guidance, the one that went on pre-order recently from Prisma Wing. That is a very good Purple Heart figure though. So based on that, this is probably at least 45k. Wow. I mean, wow, the metallic paint. Whew. If I were to buy a Prisma Wing figure someday, this would be one of the possible candidates. Yoshinon, finally. Oh, everyone keeps making figures of Kurumi and sometimes Yatogami Toka. People keep forgetting about Yoshino. Oh yes, this is already on pre-order, right? Yes, a few weeks ago. I've forgotten already. Not cheap, around 33,000 yen I think. Yeah, but there are not many scales of her. And this is hands down the best Yoshinon scale figure. Up next, another Neko art figure. This time around by Prisma Wing. Okay, flower imitation Eater. So just now the one by Fat, was Doctor. This is Eater. I am a detail enthusiast, you say. This pleases me so much. Up next, Saber. Okay, so I like the base a lot. Even though this is going to cost like 80,000 yen or 100,000 yen even, knowing Prisma Wing and Prime 1 Studio. But, is this, what art style is this? Is this a ufotable art? No, right? This is the older art style, right? I'm not sure. It feels like a hybrid of both. This is too expensive for my blood. I would say this is at least 80k. Yes, it sounds like exaggeration, but I won't be surprised if this is 80k, man. Ideally, 50 to 60,000 yen, but Prisma Wing likes overcharging their stuff, right? I mean, look at that pair of Madoka and Homura figure that was it 80k? I think it was, right? Man, I can't remember anything anymore. I've been talking for so many hours now. Anyways, this won't be cheap. And here we have Hoto Kokua from Is the Order a Rabbit? Even something like this, I can see Prismawing asking for at least 30,000 yen. No joke, man. Okay, this is Grand Blue Fantasy Siegfried. No, Siegfried is one of the most overused names in many anime and games. Yeah. For any warrior or knight or male character with a huge sword. Yeah. Even in Fate series, we have a Sieg and a Siegfried. Yeah, Fate Apocrypha, that's right. Okay, and then there we go. I was talking about this purple heart figure earlier, 45,000 yen already on pre-order. This one I can actually recommend for once. And we have this Kanzaki Ranko, see all of the expensive stuff. This is also around 40,000 yen. I already have the altar one and I'm happy with that one. Okay, up next. See, all of the figure I've just mentioned, they are all showing up. So, you know, after going through all of the Homura figures that were announced in this event, this One Fest, it feels like Good Smells Devil Homura is so much nicer than this pair over here. Isn't it? Yeah. Good Smells version feels epic even. And then what we have here, wow. Marin Kitagawa, yes, by Prime 1 Studio and Prismawing, yep. You know what's funny is that in every Wonder Festival, there is this sign down here telling you to not take photographs, but that is exactly what everyone is doing and they don't care. So I'm not sure what that sign is for actually. Okay, Kagamine Land. Yeah, the Pia Pro character series, they cost like 27 or 30,000 yen each, very overpriced as well. This ring is already on pre-order, and then, okay, Ram Glass Edition. This feels cheap. You know why? Because there are Tanitol figures where Ram and Ram is sitting in the same glass and they cost a tiny fraction of what Prismawing will charge us. So after having seen those figures, right now I look at this one is starting to look a little bit cheap to me. Okay, and then Prismawing was displaying this 1x1 scale life-size Siesta figure, wedding bikini version from The Detective Is Already Dead. We can buy it apparently for 500,000 yen. Yeah. Biohazard 4. Okay, that's pretty random. And they also had these two presumably resin statues, I'm not too sure. QTL series by Prismawing and Prime 1 Studio. Yeah. And that is all for Prismawing. Moving up next, Proof. Okay, Etile Raiza again. Okay, so Proof, I am going to be a little bit stricter with my assessment of their figures, and this does not look very detailed, isn't it? Up next, we have Gurren Lagann, Kamina, and Garen. Alright. Not my kind of thing. Up next, we'll go through them very quickly. This is already on pre-order. Hoshikuzu Telepath seasonal anime, and did not watch it. Akeuchi, Yu, and Konohoshi Omika as a set. I think they were like less than 20,000 yen each. Yup. The face looks weird. Like, for some reason, there is no eye contact between me looking at the figure and the eye position of the figure. It looks derpy or something, I'm not too sure. The eyes look a little bit off to me. And then here we have Kana again. This is quite a nice looking Kana, but I prefer the one by Good Smile Art Shanghai earlier. Okay, and then Oshino Shinobu from Monogatari. I think the one by Solarin is a lot nicer. We'll get to her in a moment. This is not bad, but the Solarin one is nicer. And man, I know her head looks a little bit big over here, isn't it? But it feels like this is an effect of wide-angle camera lens. Not that the figure looks bad at all, yeah. So, yeah, the head is distorted. Camera lens problem over here. And then, okay, Raftalia from Rising of Shield Hero Season 2. That effect part base, I'm not sure what to think about it. It looks like slime. A shield on a slime. The shield is supposed to be translucent, isn't it? It is like an effect part, a skill, rather than a physical solid object. But the figure itself looks pretty nice, no complaints about the main figure. Rosen Maiden Shinku. This looks pretty nice as well. Suiginto. Alter had their figures, right? I hate bases like this, like, I love diorama bases, but I would call this an abstract base in a way, and they are a nightmare to assemble the figure and to photograph, especially in a diorama, because they don't make any sense to begin with. Yeah, this is more of a display piece that looks good, but For a photographer like me, I'm not a big fan of it. Okay, next one here, Tokimeki Tonight, Eto Renze. The same character I saw by other brand earlier. Was it Plum? And then I did not know her name. Tokimeki Tonight, Eto Renze. Alright, no idea who that is. Moving on to Pure, I can only show you guys 2 figures that are relatively safe for work. Relatively. This is art by Hirbra Oni. Character name is Nida, yeah, Nida, Nida. And art by Komeshiro Kazu. Name is Luna. Just a bikini girl lying on the floor and telling you please be gentle. Okay, moving on to the next brand, CREOSiS. We are going to have a lot of great stuff over here. Art by Dish Shinkan Shibuna. This looks great, man. I like it so much. Black and gold is my thing. Just like that that Nikke figure earlier by Good Smile. Okay, and then art by Matago Bad Bunny. Bunny's suit and a jacket, they seem to be a perfect combination somehow. And she is missing 1 stockings because, yeah, her dog ate it, I suppose. Okay, next one, Tia, art by Nekojira. There are at least 2 figures of her out there. One is by Starex Var Studio. Resin, licensed resin, very expensive. And Union Creative made one for around 20,000 yen. And the figure was rather big, like almost 1/6 scale. Now we have one by CREOSiS. Very promising. CREOSiS is a very good brand. Here we have art by Raita, Zetai Junpaku Maho Shoujo, Kuramote Erika, swimsuit. And yeah, this Suzuhara Misa over here, it feels like, you guessed it right, Raiko from FGO. They look very alike. Yeah, same artist, no shit. Up next, art by Sino, combat type Maid Mary. Come on, CREOSiS, give us more FGO figures. Stop with these original art figures. Let the Chinese brands do it. Detail galore. I love it. Okay, next one, Ryza again, but wedding. So will we get a marriage certificate like what I got with Azur Lane, New Jersey from Apex Toys? Give me both a marriage certificate and a wedding ring as well. Good Smile used to do that with their Sonico wedding version many years ago. Atelier Yumiya, another new Atelier game. Yumiya Listelt. They had to make the name sound as German as possible, don't they? Every Atelier character are like that. Alright, this looks nice though. And then, Bakemonogatari Hanekawa Tsubasa. This is going to sell like hotcakes, man. Wow. Are they going to give us LEDs in those lanterns? I hope they do. Of course, we buy our own batteries. Is this the new best Hanekawa figure? The one by Good Smile, yeah, was generic, not too special. The one by Kotobukiya was lying on some broken desk, right? Alright. Yeah, I think this could be the new best Hanekawa figure. There were a few of them existing ones, but this beats them all, I think. The next one here, Blue Archive, Kirino. I think with the exception of 4 or 5 characters, it feels like every BA character are all lollies in some way. Okay, Dead or Alive Mary Rose, an evergreen character. I like her a lot. My type of character when it comes to fighting games. Okay, and then here we have Silene version Suda Ayaka from Devilman. The kind of thing I would never buy, and if you give me one for free, I'll sell it. Yeah. Dark fantasy stuff, to me, it feels like the figure or the statue is haunted the moment I unbox it. Look kind of creepy in a way, not my kind of thing. Okay, and then Dramatical Murder, Seragaki Aoba. I'm quite surprised by this. So with Dramatical Murder and specifically this character Aoba, Native made a figure of him many years ago. I think he was being bound, tied up like this, and then there is a huge dong down there, and then yes, as you can guess it, it sold out and the value is very high now. Of course, CREOSiS is not going to give us that, but I'm still surprised that they make figures like this. Does CREOSiS even make male characters to begin with? I can't remember, man. Yeah. Okay, 4 Slender Hex, Neko art. Okay, this is already on pre-order, I think. Not cheap. 25k, but looking good so far. And, Berserker Eltrea, First Ascension. So CREOSiS is throwing us FGO fans a lifeline. They announced a lot of FGO stuff. This is one of those where I probably won't get like too many Saberface figures. I have to be more selective. And she doesn't look crazy enough to be a berserker over here. So I'm not sure how the class system works in FGO, to be honest. Okay, and oh yes, Ibuki Doji. Okay, I just said earlier that I don't like purple skin, but I'll give FGO an exception over here. Now speaking of dojis, Shuten Doji, Ibuki Doji, where is a scale figure of Ibaraki Doji? Doesn't make any sense, isn't it? Like Ibaraki Doji and Shuten Doji, they are like best friends in a way. At least that is the impression I got in one of the anime adaptations. Fate Grand Carnival, I think. Where's Ibaraki Doji? Give us one, CREOSiS. Okay, and then we have Raiko and Shikibu in bunny outfits. This one I'm not too sure. Like, if I'm feeling rich, I'll get it. Otherwise, my priority is elsewhere because there is a better Raiko figure, right? We'll get to that in a second. Murasaki Shikibu, I'm into the ones by Alter, both the caster one, which I already have, and one day I'll get the rider swimsuit. This one we will see, I'm not sure yet. I'm liking them, right? I'm liking them, but I'm not sure yet. Okay, and then we have Pretender Oberon Heroic Spirit Expo version from FGO. What is even a Pretender class, man? FGO. So they are very good at pretending. Details galore. I love it. Though because there are so many female characters to buy to begin with, yeah, this will take a serious backseat. Feels very steampunk in character design. And Kantai collection. You guys, fans of Kantai, you can only rely on CREOSiS nowadays. Yamakaze Kaini and... Oh, only one. I thought there were two figures, only one. Alright. Okay, Kasugano Sora again. Change of clothes version. So, CREOSiS has been doing this series of change of clothes version figures. There were a few from Mushoku Tensei, but it does not apply to Mushoku Tensei only. Now they're doing it to Sora as well. And okay, this, we don't even have a picture. Lycoris Recoil, Nishikigi Chisato training wear version, and Marin Kitagawa over here. Everyone wants a slice of Marin Kitagawa now. Funny. Alright, Mushoku Tensei Sylphiet Greyrat change of clothes version. Yeah, I think the one... What's the name again? That red hair girl. Yeah, I think her figure is already out, right? The change clothes version. It was quite good actually. Okay, and what? Nikke Helm. Okay, this is one of those few Nikke figures I've seen today that actually has a lot of clothes on. Only one Nikke figure. Okay. Thankfully, we already have enough. Onimai My Hero Bunny version. I swear season 2 is coming. It is not like I follow anime news that frequently, so I wasn't paying attention. So Son of Raven, Aura the Guillotine. Is she that skinny? I think she is, right? She looks really skinny here. Already lost her head. And of course, Fern. So CREOSiS announced the figure of Fern and Aura. Where is Freewen? CREOSiS does not even have a Freewen figure, right? I don't think so. Odd Joyce over there. Alright. So do you like the Good Smile version or this version better? I think it is too early to tell, right? Grey prototypes only. And then, okay, this one is already on pre-order. Himeragi Yukina Bunny version from Strike the Blood, otherwise known as Strike the Tits. Here, Toga Inunochi Akira. More dude figures from CREOSiS. And Toho Luna Knights Kirisame Izayoi Sakura. Oh, that is Izayoi Sakura. Couldn't recognize her for a second. Toho Project Kirisame Marisa and Yakumo Yukari Komajo Densetsu Edition. Perfect Halloween figure from the looks of it. Tsukihime Aokui Brunestad. I find her name so difficult to pronounce. Instead of waiting for this one, I would just go on and get the Alter one. The Alter one is so cheap, man. Yeah. Okay, and then here, Unicorn Overlord Virginia. There is a lot of armor and a pair of turtle shells on her arm. turtle or tortoise shells over there. Unicorn Overlord Yahna. And Urusei Yatsura Lamu Bunny Girl Style. No comment. I'm feeling tired now. I'm talking so much here. Spontaneously, I need to think about what to say about the figure I'm looking at, you know. Oh, the video is going way too long, man. Okay, this is from Race Dream, Chinese figure brand. Ling Guang from Aether Gazer. And this is Kamame-chan from Art by Shuru Ban. And apparently the artist is coming from Apocrypha Toy. Very interesting. Yeah. She's so cute. Okay, this one, Asaki-sama, this one is already released. Around 6,000 yen or so, a low budget scale figure, but she doesn't really look that good, to be honest. Which is why I did not buy one, like not even worth reviewing, unfortunately. And another Asaki figure is coming soon from the same brand. Next one here, Kido Senkai Iron Saga Elaine. I think this one is already on pre-order. Yep, I remember this one very well. And Mashiro Canon channel, Mashiro Canon art by Mayon. Race Dream seems to like their lollies a lot, just like Plum. Up next, Snowbreak Containment Zone. Fanny. Her name is Fanny. So, other than Apex Toys, Race Dream is doing the figure. Well, Chinese game, right? Snowbreak Containment Zone. If it is a Chinese game, then Chinese brands are going to jump on it for sure. Same game over here, Live, or is it Life? L-Y-F-E, Live, right? Live from Snowbreak Containment Zone as well. Really hard to say much, right? When the figure is still unpainted. And we have Snowbreak Containment Zone again, Mere Salt. This is the life size on display, not for sale, I think. I wonder if they used silicone, you know, and you can actually slap it as many times as you want. Piak, piak, piak. Plop, 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 you know? I mean, they should use soft material for the life size over there. Okay. This is the life size statue, I think. And yeah, this is the actual figure. Alright. 1/7 scale, presumably. A little bit tempted because of the pose. You know, all those ideas coming in my mind as a creative person doing figure photography. Okay, up next, Virtual Real Project Nanami. Okay, VTuber, right? Must be VTuber. And okay, Luo Tianyi, I can tell this character. V-Singer Luo Tianyi. Nothing too special with this one. I don't know how popular she is outside of China, but she has to be so popular in China to get so many figures. Personally, I don't like her character design. Yeah, colors are kind of bland. Okay, and here we have a life-size Rico. Okay, and that is all for figures by Race Dream. Let's move on to the next brand, Rebos. Not too many. Yeah, not too many. Okay, this one was announced in the previous event. Now they have a prototype Anchorage from Azur Lane. Daki Makura version. I'm not sure what to think about taking Daki Makura art and converting it into a figure, right? I suppose you can treat it as some kind of 3D photo frame. I still can't decide whether I like it or not. Yeah. Next one, GB figures. Let's just skip this, right? Honkai Star Rail. Okay, Honkai Star Rail Jing Yuan, already on pre-order, Rise Up series. This is Jing Yuan, and this is Silver Wolf, Rise Up series, or Little Cat series, not Rise Up, which means maybe 10,000, 12,000 yen max. Yeah. Okay, and then DLC series, Photo Frame Cat. These are all from previous events. They now have a prototype. And of course, we have Tea Time Cat, Siamese Cat, Azuki. Okay, next one here, Sega prize figures. Oh, prize figures. Okay, Amagami-san, Chino, and Musubi. Okay, this is a seasonal anime. I did not watch it. I did not like it at all. After previewing first episode, I just skipped it. And there are 3 figures from this anime here. Prize figures, Amagami Asahi, Amagami Yae, and Amagami Yuna. Sounds like they are sisters, but they look completely different. Maybe the parents has been screwing around, so they're half sisters, I'm not sure. They don't look alike at all. And then here, Alice from Goddess of Victory, Nikke. And then prize figures, we have Nikke now. Yep. And Drake as well. Oh, this looks so cheap, man. Narrow. And Viper. Yeah, that is all for Sega price, not too many. Okay, moving on to the next one, S-Fire, right? Yep, S-Fire is Sega's premium scale figure division. So this is Asuka from Evangelion movie. How many Eva figures do we need? The answer is yes, I suppose. Very skinny. This is way too skinny. And this is Hatsune Miku Marshmallow Hot Cocoa version. Alright, no comment. Very detailed for sure. Alright, Ashiro Mina from Kaiju number 8. I heard that the season 2 will be airing in July this year, which is a long wait. But I loved the season 1. Yeah. This is too low effort. Give us her huge ass cannon, man. Give us her big gun. She looks promising already. What's missing is her weapon and her white tiger, that Baihu. Okay, and we have 3 figures from my dress up darling. Inui Sajuna, already painted. Previously was grey prototype. Alright, looking great. And then Inui Shinju, her younger sister. So there's this pattern in anime where the elder sister is the shorter one and the younger one is the taller and bigger one. Though I have a friend in real life which is exactly like that as well. Her younger sister is like 1/3 taller than her. Okay, Inui Shinju and of course Marin Kitagawa. All 3 are in maid outfit and this one looks quite good actually, but I still prefer the Aniplex one as far as freely outfit is concerned. And that is all for S-Fire. Next brand, Siki Anim, Chinese brand, 1 single figure, Goddess of the Night art by Sue. And the sculpt is so basic. This is not even a prototype anymore. This is like earlier stage of a prototype, right? I could barely see any details. Part of the reason is the lighting over here, obviously, but yeah, I could barely see anything on the figure, so no point talking about this too early, I suppose. Up next, Solar Rain. So the figures Solar Rain are showing, they are all from the previous event. Previously, they were unpainted, now they are painted, that's about it. So nothing new really. Claudia Valence swimsuit version, I need to address her face over here. So you compare this one to the one made by Proof that I was complaining about last week in Figure News Freaks. I guess you can see quite the difference over there. And I said that Proof needs to fix the face on their version of Claudia. Yeah, this looks so much better. Yeah. So sometimes you can see that something is wrong, but you can't really tell what is wrong. That's the problem. Okay, and then we have Lila, they're curious. This is okay, but the base... Yeah, I hate the water effect over there. That looks terrible. Figure itself looks fine. Not very detailed though. I don't think they are expensive. Maybe this figure over here maybe under 20k. And even 20,000 yen feels expensive to me. If they price this at 15,000 yen, no more than 15k, then I think that is a more appropriate price for something of this level of detail. And of course, Rise Up, Vaseline Stout. Compulsory. Nice gradients work on the hair though. And yeah, this is the Oshino Shinobu figure I was mentioning earlier when we saw the other Oshino figure, right? So, same thing, this was announced in the previous event, and now she has been painted and she looks glorious. This is probably top 3. My all-time favorite Oshino Shinobu scale figure, top 3. I wouldn't be so certain to put her in first place, but definitely top 3. I'm not quite certain what this thing is, this flame effect over here. She's sitting on a bathtub, yes, right? So, she's cooking something in the bathtub. Well, I did not watch the anime, that's why. Maybe I did not get the reference over here, right? But the figure itself looks fine, looks nice. And Senran Kagura, Neo Link, Asuka, and Yumi, of course. Swimsuit version, I think you can already tell what joke I'm going to make. Yeah, LGBT jokes. She is wearing LGBT flags on her chest. And Yumi, I like Yumi better. That flag bikini over there looks terrible. I think it is the wrong choice to go. Like, we need some other design. The wrong choice over here. Okay, that is all for Solar Rain. Moving on to the next figure brand, Space Mogura, quite a new brand, and all of their figures are original characters, art by Asanagi Eriko Koenig, or Koenig I think, right? K-O but 2 dots on top, is it Koenig? Not my kind of figure, but some people love their little demons. Like Orchid Seed used to make a lot of such figures in the past. Art by Asanagi as well, Liz Beth. 1/6 scale, I think. And closer up look. Even the eyelashes are 3D, as you can see. It is not painted. It is actually 3D. It is a sculpt, a separate part, I think. Next one here, art by Inomata Ichini Sierra. This was announced previously as well. The sculpt is kind of like rough or unfinished, but once again, prototype, you know? Yeah, how do I even describe this? Like, maybe there is a lack of a finishing coat or something. It feels incomplete in some way, but I'm not sure how to describe it. And when I say it feels incomplete, I'm referring to the paint finish and the surface. Okay, next one here, art by Sanejima Sui-san, Dia-chan. I feel like I'm looking at one of the Bomber Girl characters in terms of the face. All in all, Space Mogra stuff are not my kind of thing. Yeah, that is all for their figures. Moving on to Spiritel. I hope we have nice stuff from Spiritel. First one here, Blue Archive Kasumi. Okay, this looks pretty nice. Blue Archive Moe. This is not my kind of character. Yeah, she looks like that Reckless character, that Hikikomori character that is very good with tech. That is the first impression I got with her face expression over here. Okay, Asui Suyu Frog version from Boku no Hero Academia. Mirko is getting a figure as well. And then we have Shinosawa Hero from Gakuen Idolmaster. Is it like 3 scale figures of her in this one single event? A normal girl with nothing special. 3 scale figures. Okay. Bridget from Guilty Gear XXA Core. I kind of noticed the Bridget in Guilty Gear XXA Core is a little bit different from the Guilty Gear... What's the other title? Yeah, where we had so many figures over the past year. Yeah, looks a little bit different. I've noticed that. Okay, and okay, more Lycoris Recoil. Damn. How many figures? This is among my favorite out of every single brand out there. Inoue Takina Eye Catch from episode 7. Must be based on some illustration. I like this so much. And yeah, Nishikigi Chisato, same thing. Okay, you can see how prominent her nose here is, right? Compared to the previous few figures of the same characters. Okay, I feel like I'm looking at figures from ChatON or something. Next, we have Marin Kitagawa. Okay. So, I have some questions over here. What is this object next to her? Is that supposed to be a skirt? It looks fabric to me. I can't be sure. Could be a PVC part. Could be. Oh, it is PVC. Okay, from far it looks like fabric material. Then I would be pretty mad. PVC is okay. Next, Oshinoko Kana Arima B Komachi version. This is probably one of her better skills out there. And this is the proper way to support a figure that is floating or jumping. Yeah, floating pose in general. Give us a base like this instead of using metal rods and plastic rods to support it. Okay, next one. This is Maru-sama. Her name is Maru-sama. Okay. With a P in front, right? Yeah. Just original art figure, I suppose. And okay, Hatsune Miku, Sakura Miku. This is Sakura Miku, kimono version. No comment, really. So many Miku figures as well. To me, it feels like Lycoris Recoil figures actually outnumber the Hatsune Miku figures. Or at least they are matching, equal in numbers, which is insane when you think about it. I did save an artwork over here, probably for reference reasons. So this is what the figure will look like. And the last one here, Shigure Ui 5th Anniversary Outfit Scale Figure. Another VTuber. And that is all for Spiritel. Overall, they have very nice stuff in this one fest. Alright, moving on to the next brand, Square Enix. Okay, so the first one here, this is actually made by Square Enix, which means it is probably going to suck. Final Fantasy 12, Final Front. People actually buy figures of rodents. Okay? Okay, the next one here, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning. This is Square Enix on paper, but the figure is being made by Good Smile. So don't worry, if you like what you're looking at, pre-order it when pre-order does begin. This is by Good Smile, and the next one here, Final Fantasy 15 Noctis Lucis Calum, is also made by Good Smile Company. But they put Square Enix over there because Square Enix wants everyone to know they own the license to this game, as if we don't know. Okay, and that is all for Square Enix. Yeah, Final Fantasy stuff. Moving on to the next brand, SSR figure by Infinity Studio, Chinese figure brand. Art by Lek Dark Elf Dancer. Okay, 2 figures in one set. Very nice. I like it. If they are not too expensive, we'll see. Like maybe 12,000 yen each, then yeah, probably. No, they have these bunny girl figures on the sofa for 12,000 yen each. Yeah, I'm hoping this turns out to be something similar. And what we have here, art by Tsubaki Harusame, Koshiki Mizugi Joshi. They come as a set again. I love the pose. This is like a model, right? A fashion model posing for photograph. So even if they are just wearing swimsuit, at least they look photogenic to me. And here we have art by YD, Dear My Rubber. Dear My Rubber. She should be holding Durex condoms in her hand or something, you know. Yeah, she is wearing some kind of rubber suit underneath from the looks of it. Swimsuit. Okay, the eyes here and look a bit off. I think they can adjust it. It is still in very early stage. Okay, and then here we have Fall Slender again, Neko art. Kagura Reclaim. Oh, this looks badass, man. That is all for SSR figure. Very nice. Starex VAR Studio has one single licensed resin figure, which is Penta with Carmen from Persona 5. Oh wow, this looks expensive. This looks like something that will cost 200,000 yen. But now it looks like a big mess because it is not yet painted. Right? Yeah, this is something that will cost at least 200k even at... Okay, if this is 1x4 scale, 200k and up. If it is 1x6, I'm looking at 120 to 150. Yeah. Okay, what else do we have? Stronger. Okay, so this Recoil figure over here has quite a bit of history. This garage kit, originally this was a garage kit that is at least 3 or 4 years old by now, sold in Wonder Festival in very limited numbers, and then BC Studio, a third-party resin figure company, went ahead and did a recast, a knockoff in a way. We call it third party, but in this specific case with BC Studios Recoil figure, the same exact one, it can be considered a bootleg because they recasted a OneFest exclusive GK. But this bootleg turns out to be very well made. I had 2 or 3 people who commented in my post in Discord, in YouTube and so on, saying that you bought the BC Studio version and it turns out very well, and I can confirm that based on the pictures I've gotten online. And now, Stronger, the company that gave us Nero Claudius Saber Extra 3rd Ascension scale figure that is still very difficult to find today, they are taking on the very same sculpt and making it into a PVC figure. Do you have any idea how happy I was when I saw this? Initially, I thought this was a Starex VAR Studio figure. I named it wrongly in my Facebook and Discord post. I said this was by Starex VAR. No, this is by Stronger, which is an even better thing. Because if it was Starex VAR, it would mean this is a resin figure. Because Starex VAR makes resin figures. But no, this is by Stronger. I already have the Good Smile version, but I'm going to get this one. I'm very happy. Alright, so this is the only noteworthy figure from Stronger in this event, but that is all I need. Moving on to the next figure brand, we have another new brand called Sundrops. The title here is Starry Sky Railway and Shiro's Journey. No idea what is that. The 2 characters on the left, Neri and Karuha. Yeah, Karuha. And then the prototype over there, this one right here, her name is Noir. I think Blanc and Noir are also some of the most overused names in anime characters. We had that in what's the name again? Hyperdimension Neptune. We had Blanc and Noir too, I think, and then in Nikke as well. More lolly, because why not? And that is all for Sundrop. Yeah, 3 new figures, only 1 prototype. Okay, up next, what do we have? Come on. Okay, Supernova, Chinese figure brand, budget figure brand. They have this very edgy looking figure over here that I had to crop off because her Oshiri is laid bare over there. Art by Kitada Ryoma Konata-chan. I believe this is already on pre-order for like 7,000, 8,000 yen at 1/6 scale. So nothing too special about this one. That is all for Supernova. Next figure brand is called System Service. What? What kind of name is that? But the quality of the figures of this brand, right? They look kind of sus. I think this is a price figure. And then I did a little bit of extra digging. Yeah, the figures go for like 5 or 6,000 yen. Yeah, and some are releasing as early as March. Yeah, next month. So here I have Bocchi the Rock. As you can see, the shirt, the skirt, everything is so plain, right? Like, even the hair. This is price figure level of detail. The base looks horrible as well. Okay, Ijichi Nizuka, and then Akita Ikuyo, the whole cast from Bocchi the Rock. I'm happy for the cast, man, for the anime to get so many figures. Yamada Ryo. This is price figure level quality. Okay, Kitaro's figure from Gegege no Kitaro or something like that, 1960s anime. System Service. Alright, Mao Mao from Kusuriano Hitorigoto or the Apothecary Diaries. I did not pre-order any figure, but I'm waiting for the one by Good Smile to release and I will buy it in stock. I want the figure very badly. Yeah. And you can expect me to do a photography project video and behind the scenes video for my other channel, X Kurogane Photos. As far as that Mao Mao figure is concerned, I have big plans for her. Yeah. Okay, this is price figure level. The hair is nice though, the green color gradients over there. Oh, this is one of the worst Magia Bezel figures I've seen, but price figure, once again. Even her oppai has a little bit of a weird shape in my opinion. And what is up with the long skinny legs? I shouldn't be judging based on these pictures because it could be lens distortion. Alright, this is Roxy Migerdia apparently. I couldn't recognize her at all. Roxy Migerdia in the bunny suit. Kana Arima. Oh god, this looks horrible. This looks painful. Wow. The yellow here looks so painful. This must be the child actor version. Yeah, her past as a child actor. And Overlord Albedo, same comment every time. Go and buy the Taito EMP Plus. Skip this one. I'm not giving her any chance at all. And Shikanoko Noko Koshitantan. Okay, this brain rot anime needs some figures. We have Nandoroids. At least now we get a price figure of her. At least that is something, get it. And then yeah, this is worth having. Among so many figures from System Service, this is the one I would get. And okay, Dainana OG season 2 is coming, right? Lloyd de Salom, another isekai anime with overpowered main characters. But this one was fairly entertaining at least, Okay, from the same anime, Ren. This is possibly her very first figure. She never had a figure made. Originally a thief. Yeah. And of course we have the maid Sifa as well. There's a scale of her by Mega House, not cheap. And that is all for System Service. Up next, we have another new figure brand where at the time of recording, this brand does not even exist in myfigurecollection.net yet. And because I was lacking so many details, once again, I had to rely on Google Translate and, image to text conversion. There were quite a few steps to be taken. So, based on this picture over here, art by Sky, and the name of the character is Akane, original character. This feels like a low-budget figure from a Chinese brand, right? Very plain, nothing much. And the second one here, original character Bunny Laundry version, also looks like a low-budget figure, and it's based on this Umikawa figure. So only 2 figures from Umikawa figure. Next up, we have Union Creative. The first one here, art by Akakura Fushigi no Kuni no Alice. Okay, Alice in Wonderland. I think I remember another figure brand made a very similar figure of this character. Was it Miatos? Chinese brand, I think. Either Apex Toys or Miatos. It was a Chinese brand. And here we have art by Jovjun Subomioka Hapachan. Man, the naming sense of these artists when they name their characters is just... Okay, so I had to cover up her Oshiri, even though she is actually wearing a swimsuit underneath, obviously. Yeah, so this is that typical airhead schoolgirl who is so unaware of her surroundings that even though her skirt is caught underneath her back, she did not know, and everyone get a glorious view of her rear. An anime and game trope as well. I like the concept over here. And then up next, we have art by Narushina Kana Komase-chan. Another elf with huge boing boings. Right. And then, okay, art by Okakizuki. Her name is Vio. This is currently on pre-order, I think. Already on pre-order for a long time. There we go. They are still taking pre-orders at the One Fest venue. Maybe they're not getting many orders. Okay, next one, art by Sushi, Sailor Fukuno Manaka. Original art figures, I rarely have any comments on what to say. Azur Lane Skilla. This is so similar to that Nikke figure earlier by a different brand. Was it Modernia? I think it was. Skilla as well. Blue Archive, Saiba Midori, the twins, right? And also Saiba Momoi. This is fairly detailed. Alright, we'll see what they are like after being painted. So, Union Creative is doing Blue Archive as well. They tend to focus on original art characters. Hanikami Kanojo wa Koi Osuru, Minazumi Kasane art by Piromizu. Piromizu. Famous artist. And yep, you'll buy this for the face. They need to get the face right, otherwise the figure would flop, right? The face is everything here. Next, we have Kakeguri XX Saotome Mary. Mochek Kurumi art by Kandoku. Man, this is like press figure level detail, man. Mochek Shizuku art by Kandoku as well. Looks fine. Looks fine, nothing too unique. Okay, this one. Probably one of the best Shinjo Akane scale figures out there, and it is coming from Union Creative. Wow. If they could get this figure done right, this is exactly what we're getting in the final product. Yeah, my opinion of Union Creative would go up a lot, as long the QC is good. Okay, this figure of Yami went on pre-order last week. Go and grab yours. Yep. Everyone wants a nice scale figure of Yami, and oh, that black shiny outfit is so nice. Okay, 1x4 scale Kotegawa Yui. They made a figure of Momo in the same bikini but different color. Now we have Kotegawa Yui. Obviously dry AF but acting tsundere. Yep. Okay, so this would be 36,000 yen, I suppose. Same as Momo. We'll see. And okay, Tearyu Lunatic Nurse cosplay version. So you like Yami but you want the male version. Here you go. This was also on pre-order last Friday or so. And okay, Vocaloid Kainka. How do you pronounce that? Caineka. Kainka. I call it Zombie Miku. I don't care what is her actual name. Yeah, this is Zombie Miku to me. But she looks great, and there are two color options. There's a brighter turquoise over here if you prefer this. And that is all from Union Creative. Moving up next, the next brand, come on, we are now at W. Wanderer has nothing new, unfortunately. They are displaying the same stuff that has been on pre-order. I have no idea what's going on. Hayase Yuka from Blue Archive, already on pre-order. Vladilena Milidze. Is this new? I don't think so, right? Already on pre-order, I think. I still prefer the one by Kadokawa a lot that came out a while ago. I think that is a little bit hard to find now, where she's holding her barrette and yeah, lurching forward like that to post something like this. I like that one a lot. And okay, Asuka from Evangelion. And Makinami Mari. That is all for Wanderer. A quick run through. Wave Corporation. Okay. Is that Ryza? Yep, there we go. Ryza, Dreamtech and Wave Corporation. Next one here, Atago from Azur Lane. This is Atago for sure. And alright, close up pick. Up next, Kanzaki Ranko, Idolmaster Cinderella Girls. Okay. I won't be interested in buying this figure, but after seeing the post over here, I already have a fabulous idea. And you heard that here first, right? So, I'm gonna get myself a nice L figure with huge melons, and then I'll put her right in front of it. Perfect display. Yeah. The squeeze pose. This is the melon squeeze pose, man. Okay, next one. There we go. I think this figure would be a perfect fit. Meido Buso X. Alright, let me revert back to this figure for a second. I'm gonna get Azur Lane's Kashino or something. And then I'm gonna display this Ranko right in front of that figure. Yeah. That would be amazing. Okay, next one here. Onimai again. Hozuki Kaede, the elder sister, right? Yup. The art style of this anime is almost like very old school, you know, how elongated the eyes are. And what is this thing, man? Puniru from Puniru wa Kawaii Slime. Is that a slime? Fine. Okay, that is all for Wave Corporation. Moving on to Wild Melody, one single figure. This was announced in the previous event, and now we have a proper sculpt. Previously, it was only an artwork, and early impressions so far looking very good. This is Kiki, art by RST. The first thing I look for is always the face. The face is very pretty over here. So, while Melody is a very new brand, they are off to a great start over here already. Or maybe they're not so new. Maybe it is a branch of an existing scale figure brand. Who knows? Next company, Wing. Not Wings, Wing, right? Two different companies with the same name. This is Laffy Mark II, I think. Azur Lane. Man, the hair is so detailed. Wow. Alright, wow. Of course, KFC again. Every Azur Lane figure has it. Blue Archive, Kuda Izuna. You know what? Kuda in Malay means horse. So, you know, when I saw the name Kuda Izuna, the first thing I asked myself is this Uma Musume? And then, oh no, this is Blue Archive. Obviously, she has that in her hands has to be Blue Archive. That is a very nice outfit there. It makes a plain JK figure look more detailed. And then we have, Hoshino from Blue Archive. I actually like this a lot, and this is very relatable. This is very similar to what I see in the anime adaptation, isn't it? Yeah, including the base, this is very relatable. Okay, up next we have Bomber Girl Rainbow, Pine Belly Dance version. So Wing actually had one of the Bomber Girl figures from last year. I nominated it as one of the best of the year. So it is quite nice actually, their Bomber Girl figures, and this one looks pretty promising as well. Up next, we have Maho Shoujo ni Ako Garete again, gushing over magical girls. Minakami Sayo. Is that the Buttercup, the green one? Yeah, I'm making Powerpuff Girls references over here. Is this the green one or the yellow one? No, the yellow one is that smirk face girl earlier. This must be the green one. Very random, isn't it? Wing Company doing the green character. Up next, this is already on pre-order, and the best figure for those of you who love DFC, aka Delicious Flat Chest. Yeah, unfortunately, this is a guy, by the way. It is a Diode. Yeah. Otori Tan from that There Is a Hole in the Student Council anime. I can't wait for the anime to air. I'm curious, very curious, given the title. Okay, and that is all for Wing Company. Moving on to the next one, Wonderful Works. Okay, another Ryza figure, except this is actually smoking hot. So this is Late Night Alchemist version. Late Night. Yeah, the sculpt is beautiful. Wonderful Works, the figures are okay. They are not touching good smile yet, but still okay. Feel free to buy them as long as the price is reasonable. Yeah, the art over here. And then this is Etelia Yumiya again. Yumiya Lisfeld. Swimsuit version. It feels like she will be Ryza's successor soon. We're going to get a lot of her figures in the next event. Maybe One Fest Summer this August. Okay, and then we have Blue Archive Saori. For a second, I thought she stole that outfit from KDA. Yeah, the one from League of Legends. I like it. That face mask makes her look even more... more attractive in fact. And Eula from Genshin Impact. So what do you think about her face? I think there's something wrong with it, don't you think? More like she doesn't look as nice as I expected, and that is partially because I just reviewed Fischl not too long ago, and you know, the impression is still there in my mind, and then I look at something slightly inferior, it does not feel that good looking. Yeah, I think this is more of a bias rather than the figure being objectively bad. But regardless of that point, that fact over there, my opinion does not matter at this point because Eula, this is the only scale figure of her. I don't think any other brands are going to make it. And even worse, I personally think Genshin Impact is dead when it comes to anime figures. Yeah, I think there is a Yai's Miko figure coming from Apex Toys, but there was no updates at all in this event. They're taking their own sweet time. Genshin Impact is obviously their own mini side project, not important to Apex Toys at all at this point. And yeah, other brands, they are not touching. They're not touching Genshin at all, and Genshin is just dead. It is no longer as popular as 2 or 3 years ago, and even if Genshin Impact is still one of the top earning games today, you have to look at the audience. Who are the people playing this game? What are their age group? What do they do for a living? And from what I have noticed, Genshin Impact fan base is full of young kids. Teenage, high school students, college students. And young people equals to no money, no spending power. So those people are not buying expensive figures, right? Same thing with anime fans. Those who watch anime on YouTube, on pirate websites, they are a way younger age group. These people don't have spending power, which is why anime characters, they tend to get cheaper figures made, price figures or pop-up parades, unlike 10 years ago. I think figure companies have realized this already. And I would say the Genshin Impact player base is very similar, a younger age group. So those people aren't buying figures. In comparison, you look at the FGO player base, right? A lot of 30 and 40-year-olds playing the game. So the people, they have a lot of money to burn. I think this is exactly what is going on with Genshin. Fine. I don't feel sad about it because I don't like Genshin as much as FGO or Nikke or even Azur Lane for the matter. Yeah. So I don't care that much, to be honest. Okay, next one here. Girls Frontline still clinging on their last breath. WA2000 from Girls Frontline 2 Exilim. This looks fantastic actually. I like this one. Okay, and what else do we have? Okay, let me have a look at the artwork. Oh, it is in full black. You know, the design on her outfit is actually quite detailed, but only to be ruined by the whole thing being in black color. Yeah, it will be harder to appreciate the details on the figure. Moving on to the last figure brand for today, finally, Zero Creative, one single scale figure, art by Subong, Barney, Magician, and only a white prototype. And the photograph is so bright, yeah, I can't really inspect the details as much. So that is all for most, if not all, of the scale figures that were updated or announced in Wonder Festival 2025 Winter. I believe I've covered all of them except the 18 plus stuff for scale figures. So as you can see, way too many figures. This is hands down the longest video on this channel at this point. But I have given you guys all of the timestamps below, which is not something I normally do because it is a lot of work. But for this video, I'm giving you guys timestamps for each figure company. In case you want to refer back, yes, you can come back and go to that specific time so that you don't waste your time browsing through the entire video again. As for my final opinion on OneFest Winter, this is a fabulous Wonder Festival. This is a very good event. I would rate this event maybe an 8 out of 10. Yeah, as far as the kind of figures that were being announced over here, I'm so happy to see FGO still going strong. I wasn't expecting that, because the previous 2 events, OneFest Summer and Mega Hobby Expo, we did not see much on the FGO side of things. And exactly as predicted, Blue Archive and Nikke are rising. I think the amount of figures announced they are almost trading equal blows with Azur Lane at this point. The number of Azur Lane figures has reduced a bit, fortunately, because there are way too many of them already. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with what we are getting in this event. But obviously, my wallet is not pleased. Yeah. So which figure is in your wish list? Please share it with me down in the comments below. For me, I'm too lazy to list out what is in my wish list for now, but a lot of the FGO figures and Nikke figures you have seen, I'm sure you noticed how I spent more time talking about them. Yes, those are the figures that are in my wish list. Just that whether I can afford all of them is the big question over here. So until then, if you found this video helpful or entertaining or informative in any way, please give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. I mean, pity this old guy, this old man over here, this old uncle over here. I filmed this video for over 3 hours, maybe even 4 hours before cutting and trimming. Yeah, so I'm quite tired by now. And until then, I'll see you guys again soon on Sunday for Figure News Fix. Thanks and goodbye.